light, so cold, sleep is nice. So tired, my eyes fight, they just wanna close back up tight. Get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn. This life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong. Feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts. Red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top. Never lost, got my block, know my story, I know my boss. I will fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday, April 23rd of 2026. It is almost April. This is Nick Fiore of FioriousNation of YouTube, Adam Carl on my right, the two co-hosts of the Forbidden Podcast here on YouTube, here on FioriousNation, by yours truly. Adam Carl, how are we doing today, man? And this is the, by the way, Forbidden Podcast after WrestleMania, dude. Tons of Mania talk. We got a lot to talk about, man. But first things first, bro, how are we doing today, man?
Doing well. I've been enjoying my day. Yeah, I had a pretty fun WrestleMania weekend. Hope everybody else did too. Especially for somebody who attended WrestleMania, maybe other shows during Mania weekend.
And we got Mitch here in the chat. What's up, Mitch? Says, what's up, guys? How you doing, Mitch? Hope you're doing okay and doing well. We definitely got a lot to talk about here, talking about WrestleMania 42 from Las Vegas. We're going to talk about night 1 and night 2, our thoughts on the overall event. Was it good WrestleMania? Was it lackluster? Was it better than last year's? Worse than last year's? Because last year they were in Vegas. This year they were in Vegas again. What do we think of night 1? What do we think of night 2? What night was better? We're also going to talk about the Raw after WrestleMania, which I thought was a very newsworthy show. We're definitely going to go over that here on today's episode as well, guys. And also in the description, apparently, though, we had WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas this past weekend. And also, let's just say got out of hand with a lot of stalkers. Apparently that a lot of these wrestlers had to deal with. And so much so, TMZ leaked out a video from the day after Mania. This was before the Raw after Mania, the day of the Raw after Mania before it, by the way, where CM Punk apparently slapped the phone out of a person's hand, and I do this fan very loosely, because apparently some fan was video recording on his phone of Bayley and AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife AJ and their best friend Bayley. Punk and Bayley and AJ Lee hugging together, and this guy was sexually harassing them, video recording them. Bayley said, "Get out of here, stop, no," and this guy was told to stop by Bayley and AJ Lee, and this guy still did what he was doing, and then Punk took matters into his own hands, slapped the phone right out of this guy's hand. And I already see people on social media, oh, CM Punk is fragile, he's a cancer, oh, doesn't take much to get him going. Oh, CM Punk's the problem. Oh, he hit a fan before. Oh, maybe CM Punk was the problem. Oh, CM Punk, fuck him. Ha ha ha. I don't think he was in the wrong at all, and we're gonna tell you why. The whole situation, other wrestlers being hounded at the hotel and the airport in Las Vegas, like people like Royce Keys, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Booker T, yes, Booker T, etc., etc. Other wrestlers that have been dealing with it recently, like Stephanie Vetcare, Dominic Mysterio, Oba Femi, also recently John Cena. Very recently, we're going to talk about all that and why wrestlers deserve their privacy and why these people need to leave these wrestlers the fuck alone, and why there's a reason why there's meet and greets and why there's meet and greets in WWE World and Fanatics Fest, like why people need to stop following wrestlers and stalking wrestlers at the airport and hotel for an autograph, why this is getting out of hand, and why it's just creepy, rotten, weirdo, loser-like behavior, and why it needs to stop. Like, there's a thing called boundaries with these wrestlers and privacy with these wrestlers. They're all human beings like all of us. Like, They deserve their privacy, and they need to be told, and they need to be left the hell alone. And we're going to explain why that is and give our overall analysis, and with in an objective, not subjective, objective matter. We're going to give our takes on all that today, honesty on that. But so today it's going to be a banger episode, I feel. So with that being said, hit the like on the video, especially if you're very new watching this show. Hit that like. It'd be greatly appreciated. Helps in the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you do subscribe to Fiorious Nation as well, as we're at 264 subscribers as we speak. I would love to. Now, it's going to be almost May. I'm going to make a goal right here. By the end of May, next month, I would love to hit at least 270 subscribers. So make sure you go subscribe to Fiorious Nation if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for all notifications as well when you do subscribe to Fiorious Nation. Very important. So when you get notified when we're live here on the channel, on YouTube every Thursday and stuff. So make sure you go do that. Follow me on X at FioriNick579, as you see on the bottom of the left-hand screen. Follow Adam Carl on X at AdamCarl2005 as well, bottom of the right-hand screen, as you see. Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014 on Instagram, Nicholas Fiore 31 over on Facebook, and then TikTok at Fiorious Nation. Now, yes, I do have a TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but I do have a TikTok at Fiorious Nation. So now, with that being said, we might as well start the talk about WrestleMania. Now, WrestleMania 42 obviously took place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't know how you felt about the show, bro. I felt night one sucked. Night one was not good. Outside of two matches, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, unsanctioned match, which didn't really feel like unsanctioned. It was fine, but it wasn't bad. I did enjoy it, though. It wasn't great, but it was passable with all the plunger and stuff. But I would have honestly had a last man standing or a false count anywhere match, if I'm being brutally honest. Oh, Kevin Abreu -D4X. Stop hating on night one. What do you mean, stop hating on night one? Night one sucked. Night two was a lot better. I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
Night two, you mean?
Night one was terrible, outside of Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre and Gunther and Seth Rollins. And that's because Gunther never has a bad match. And even Cody and Randy sucked. It didn't get into that gear it needed to be. And he had Pat McAfee in this shit, and now he's out of there. Thank God. We're going to talk about that too. But night one was terrible. Night two was a lot better. It had a stronger card anyway, but I will say Mania was subpar this year. It wasn't terrible, wasn't great. It was like mid in the middle. But was it better than last year? Yes, just based off the night two better than night one alone. This year's Mania, I mean, last year's Mania was terrible with Travis Scott tainting John Cena's last ever WrestleMania match, and then only good coming out of last year's Mania was CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, then Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, and that was pretty much it. But if you think, but I think night two, oh, and Mitch says night one was not good. Tell Mitch when he's telling lies, and me and him are not lying either. Neither is Adam Carl, and Mitch is not wrong in this either. He says night one was not good. Paige was the main highlight. Yep, Paige too. I got to include Paige coming back as well. We'll talk about that too. She was another highlight of night one. Those are like her, Paige, Gunther and Seth, and Fatu and Drew were the only good parts of night one. The night one overall was not good. But night one was not good. Night two just blew night one out of the water, just based off the first two matches of night two alone with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, and then the IC title ladder match, which I thought was probably the best ladder match in years, in my opinion. But I will say, comparing last year's Mania to this year's Mania is this year's Mania better than last year's? Yes. Just based off night 2 this year being better alone than night 1, just that alone, this year's Mania I thought was better than last year's Mania. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I would have to agree. Like this was a much better Mania show overall than last year. Honestly, just simply night 2 alone is much better than last year's both nights. Night 1 obviously was a letdown, aside from a few things.
And then the constant commercials, bro. I have to address that. The constant commercials, which was god awful. This is like the first time, and they're on ESPN. You never had to deal with commercials on Mania, ever. And now they're on ESPN, and it's constant ads every 3 to 7 minutes. And then the short matches throughout WrestleMania weekend, which I didn't like. Just they had it's like taking a lot of time away from certain matches, a lot of them, just for a fucking commercial. Like, why? Oh, but they need to make their money. This is corporate fucking greed from TKO that don't give a fuck about you, me, the fans. All they care about is making money. That's all they care about. They don't care.
We had the constant. I mean, I don't give a shit really about commercials. I don't really give a shit about that. I mean, go make your money. Trust me, if AEW did a similar thing, or TNA or New Japan, companies like that did something like that, we would say the same thing. I mean, go make your money with these sponsors, but it's like we see too much of them. They're all over the show. And they took away from matches at WrestleMania, especially.
Yeah, and
it's like when we criticize AEW.
It's like I don't mind the partnerships with like Slim Jim and Morgan Insurance or this and that Wingstop. I don't mind that, but when you have those ads and sponsorship logos all over the ring mat and the turnbuckles and on the tables, so much so people are not calling them the Slim Jim table. I mean, how does that not bother you? It does with me. It's like TKO just sees WWE as a money plot. Like they don't care about the company. They just want to make a money grab off of it. That's all they care about. Every sentence that comes out of the mouths of people at TKO on the board is money. Like literally every English sentence that comes out of their mouth, every word in their everyday talking English sentence is money. That's all they give a fuck about, dude. Literally. Ari Emanuel.
It's not even just
That's all they care about.
It's not even just the commercials, but it's like as well, like they showed consistently. It's like after like every match, especially if you were watching it, if you were somebody also watching it on Netflix, they were showing constantly showing the Hulk Hogan documentary.
Yes,
they
on
just
night
aired
1
on Netflix last night.
Yeah,
there were constant showings.
Like you would be thinking, am I watching a Hulk Hogan documentary or am I watching fucking WrestleMania? Like at this point, it's commercial mania, celebrity mania, ad mania, soulless mania, because that's what TKO did with this year's Mania. Like these ads gotta fucking stop. The constant shove down their throats ads gotta fucking stop, man. The constant commercials and outpricing your fans. That shit's gotta stop. Just lower your goddamn ticket prices. And you wonder why Mania this year struggled to sell out and they had to do constant discounts and stuff. But it's like, just lower your ticket prices. That's all you gotta do. And your shows will sell out no problem. And you don't have to step in and bring in Pat McAfee just to sell tickets. It's honestly pathetic, bro. It really is. And I don't mind the sponsorship partnerships, but you can do it without putting the logos on the mats and on the turnbuckles and on the tables and on the ladders. You can do that without.
We don't need to see sponsors. Like we don't need to see sponsors sponsor this and that after every match. Like legitimately, like there was like match commercial. Then they take like 5-minute commercials. Then there's an ad for a movie, and then before they go into the match, then there's an ad for the Hulk Hogan documentary. Like even from beyond the grave, Hulk Hogan says, "It doesn't work for me, brother. Gotta go over, brother."
Or a match that goes like not even 5 minutes. Match goes 6-7 minutes when it should get 5 more minutes. Then ends the match and short commercial. Then back to they show the arena, the WrestleMania arena, then commercial. Oh, we'll be right back. Then back. Then another match. Commercial. Then back. Commercial. Rinse and repeat. It's ridiculous.
I mean, R.I.P. Hogan, obviously. I mean, R.I.P. Hogan. I mean, God rest his soul. I'm gonna watch his documentary. It's like, did we really need to see constant advertisement for his documentary?
Kevin Abreu. Last year was better. One reason, not a lot of commercial every 2 to 3 minutes. That's kind of reaching. That's kind of reaching at that point. It's not saying much. You're really reaching low at that point. I mean, Travis Scott last year, and that was awful. That was awful. I don't care what anybody says.
It was terrible television.
And then he says, hey, stop tearing down night one. Not cool. This is our opinion, okay, Kevin Abreu. If you can't stand what we say, go listen to somebody else. Night one of WrestleMania this year was not good. And it's not opinion, it's facts. We can back it up like we're doing here. Again, if you don't like what we're saying, Kevin Abreu, go listen to somebody else. Seriously. You know, we don't sugarcoat here on this channel. We're open and honest. And we don't BS how we feel about stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And he says, let's be honest. TK will buy WWE, so TK can do whatever they want with WWE product. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong in that.
GTA for Life -K7D. Way too much hate for Nights 1. Are there fucking trolls in this chat, dude? Jesus Christ.
Are we speaking to people from TKO or something?
Like, do people not like
tell that to the women.
Truth? Do people not like hearing the truth?
Oh, yeah, way too much hate. Yeah, tell the roster that competed on night one, given the recent news that we just heard.
Stephanie Vecchia and Liv Morgan got, what, 6 minutes? They should have went at least 15 minutes. And by the way, they didn't get their time cut because they were hurt. Don't even give me that excuse. Oh, Stephanie Vecchia and Liv Morgan, they were hurt or banged up going into the match. Sure. Sure thing, buddy. I don't...
Wait until we talk about Liv Morgan with Sol Ruka.
Yeah, they got more time than Stephanie and Liv done on night one.
Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vecchia had one of the best WrestleMania build-ups heading this year, and their match went less than a match than on main event.
Terrible. And this is supposed to be your biggest show of the year, and you give
Becky
them
Lynch
6
and
minutes?
Becky Lynch and AJ Lee have been feuding since September of last year when AJ returned. They finally end this feud at WrestleMania, and it had less time than a match on NXT or Evolve.
Becky and AJ went 8 minutes, 15 seconds. This should have been close to 15 minutes, if that. 6 minutes, 51 seconds, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vecchia. 7 minutes and 8 seconds for a 6-man tag with the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision of Logan Paul and Austin Theory and Ice Show Speed. A match that meant absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. And thank God LA Knight and the Vision feud is over, based off what we saw Monday on Raw, which looks like going into Backlash, or we're probably going to get LA Knight versus Gunther, which I don't mind whatsoever. I don't. Anything is better than LA Knight feud with the Vision at this point.
The women's tag team title match: Bliss, Charlotte, Nia, Lash, Bayley, Lyra, and the Bella Twins. Sorry, so we thought.
Brie Bella. We'll talk about Brie Bella and Paige.
Brie Bella and
yes,
what was supposed to be Nikki Bella.
Yeah, but Nikki Bella's injured ankle.
Yeah,
and Paige has been cleared, by the way.
What was supposed to be Nikki Bella and Brie Bella? It was Brie Bella and Paige. Very sad for Nikki that she got hurt, obviously.
Yeah.
Say what you will about the Bellas. I don't want anybody to get injured, especially if it's somebody as well. If you were supposed to be teaming up with your sibling, your sister, and then this happens, an injury right before WrestleMania. Yeah, that's gotta suck. Yeah. That went 9 minutes, and these women have been feuding, or at least the Bellas have been feuding with the remaining women's teams in this match for how many months? And they go 9 minutes.
8.5, 9 minutes. Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar, 4 minutes 46 seconds to be exact.
That's
Less than
the
5 minutes.
only match that should have actually been short.
I mean, it could have went a little longer, I'll be honest, but they did that fine for Oba and Brock. Other than they could have went a little longer, I really liked Oba and Brock, and they booked that perfectly. And they stuck the landing on Oba going over, by the way. And the match I enjoyed, I mean, other than the match could have went a little bit longer, I enjoyed Oba and Brock, and the right man won. They actually stuck the landing. We'll talk about that and why Oba's the man, but other matches, Trick Williams beat Sami Zayn for the U.S. title, 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Balor beats Dom in a street fight, by the way. They turned into a street fight the day of night 2, by the way. 10 minutes, 27 seconds. 10 minutes, 8 seconds, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. The only match that really got at least 15 minutes were Gunther and Seth Rollins, which went 17 minutes. Jacob Fatu McIntyre went 14 minutes, almost 15 minutes. 22 minutes was Cody and Randy. 15 minutes and 8 seconds, the IC title ladder match. And then the Roman Reigns CM Punk main event of night 2 got 33 minutes. Over 30 minutes. Almost 35 minutes, which was a classic. One of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. And I'm not afraid to say that. They put on a classic on night 2, Roman and Punk. But we'll talk about all that. But, like, minus the commercials, like, I did think night 2 blew night 1 out of the fucking water. Like, night 1 was garbage. Like, night 1, dude, I felt embarrassed watching. Night 2 was like the night and day. And had the stronger card anyway, but this is what I don't like. I mean, I don't mind a 2-night format for WrestleMania, but if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. Why do you have to have night 1 feel like an appetizer when night 2 feels like the bigger Mania of the Mania weekend, if you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't night 1 and night 2 both be balanced out? Is what I'd love to know. And that's one thing they really got.
WrestleMania is for night 1. Night 1 Manias have actually been good before. Like WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 38.
And 40 as well.
They were good.
I'd even say 37 when Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks main event. Did I even say 37?
Yeah.
Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and Morrison as well. I think you had on there. Even McIntyre and Lashley that main open WrestleMania 37 night 1 was decent. Even that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've had good night 1s of WrestleMania in the past, but I mean, you gotta work on balancing these nights out. If you're gonna continue this formula of night 2 looking stronger than night 1, just go back to WrestleMania being one night again. If you're not gonna treat the 2-night format with the respect it deserves, honestly. Little break here from my rant here. At the People's Wrestling Channel 890. What's up, brother? Hey guys, I will be joining the Hardcore Sports Network with my podcast and watch-alongs. I'm from UK. That's cool. Happy to hear that. And he says, at least we got to see Liv's entrance. That was great. Yeah, the trouble entrance. Yeah, that was, I mean, at first listening to it, I was like, not sure. But actually listening to it more, it's not bad. It's not really bad. I listened to it more a little bit this morning before going live, but it's not bad. Kevin and Brew, again, you know something, Paige getting WrestleMania match, but no EO, Sky, Oscar, anybody else for me disrespect. That I do have to agree. I mean, they could have had that on night 2, but I guess, I mean, who are we, right?
I mean, I wouldn't drag Paige into this. I wouldn't drag Saraya into this. I mean, it's not like she. I mean, to be honest, she didn't expect to be on this card at least. Maybe she would have been on the show in some way, but she didn't expect to have a match. I mean, a lot of things had to be changed.
This is why WrestleMania needs to go back to one night because WWE never delivered a great show on both nights. Just one night. Well, they haven't since WrestleMania 40, to be honest. But the past couple WrestleManias, they've the very inconsistent balance of both nights is just obviously there. It's very inconsistent balancing of both nights. They got to do better consistency on the balancing of night 1 and night 2 cards. I'd even say last year's SummerSlam was very imbalanced card. Last year's SummerSlam in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They have to do a better job on the 2-night format, balancing both nights out. If you're not going to treat it with the respect and proper balancing it deserves, then just go back to night 1. Honestly, just have the important matches on one night of WrestleMania and maybe save the others that don't make the card. Have some on the SmackDown before Mania or SmackDown after Mania, or have it be their WrestleMania if they don't make the Mania card. Same thing with the Raw side, the Raw before Mania, Raw after Mania. If some on the Raw side don't make the Mania card, and make those Raw and SmackDown shows feel, I don't know, important.
Literally.
You could probably do that.
I think the solution isn't actually to get back to one night Mania. I mean, honestly, I don't want to see another one night Mania after those 8-hour shows.
The last time WrestleMania was one night was in New Jersey, 2019 at MetLife Stadium. WrestleMania 35. That shit was 8 fucking hours, bro. 8 hours, including a 4-hour pre-show, which had 4 matches on it. 8 matches on the main card. The show didn't get done until 12:30 a.m. the next day, Monday at midnight. And the crowd was dead. And about like 9 o'clock, 9:30, the crowd was fucking dead.
Literally. Like they wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah. Like I was there. I made sure I drank coffee so I didn't fall asleep, but you hear the atmosphere, people starting to daze off and like right after Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston's WWE title match, that's when it went down a cliff. You know what I'm saying? I actually like a 2-night format better, but if you're not going to treat it properly and not respect it properly, then you might as well go back to night 1 until then just go back to night 1, and then if you got and then at that point just go back to night 1, plain and simple. Seriously. Unless you're going to treat the night 2 format with the respect and the prestige it deserves. Honestly. Oh, and at the People's Wrestling channel, my name is Ricky, by the way. You guys are a cool host. Thank you, Ricky. We greatly appreciate it, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, but greatly appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Then Kevin and Bruce says, WrestleMania always be like this. Night 1 better, night 2, or night 2 better, night 1. Well, again, the past 2 WrestleManias, last year and this year, well, last year's was terrible. This year was night 2 is better than night 1. Even WrestleMania 40, night 2 was better than night 1. I mean, night 1 was saved with Rock, Roman, Seth, and Cody, but night 2 WrestleMania 40 was something memorable. It was a lot better than night 1. Night 1 WrestleMania 40 wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible by any means. It was not bad at all, period. But Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth saved night 1 WrestleMania 40. But again, night 2 WrestleMania 40 in Philly was better, in my opinion. Then Mitch says that the People's Wrestling can't wait for your debut. That he at the People's Wrestling channel. Can't wait for your debut tomorrow night. So he debuts tomorrow. So looking forward to that, man. Then Ricky says SmackDown was meh. Hall of Fame was okay at best. Same with Mania night 1 and Raw. This is meant to be the biggest weekend of the year. It really doesn't feel like that anymore. Well, when you have the constant commercials this year's Mania and the ads and shit, Ricky, man, I don't blame you. Like the ads for Mania never was a thing. It should never be a thing on Mania. That really needs to change. Not just the ticket prices. It's really a serious issue that needs to be addressed. It's not good. It has to change. And it's not just us complaining about it. Everybody is. Literally. I've seen a lot of people on social media complain, why am I getting constant ads during a commercial? I even read a tweet that I think one of their kids walked away from the screen during a commercial with too many commercials at one point. I don't blame them. This is an issue. It really needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. It's something that cannot ignore for long or forever. Seriously.
It cannot be ignored. Nor should
Kevin Abreu then says, give me a 4-hour WrestleMania like the old day, 7 to 11. Well, I mean, WrestleMania this year, night 1 and night 2 is 4 hours, but I mean, I do remember back in the day, 7 to 11 back in the day.
The night format is here to stay.
What?
I think the night 2 format is here to stay.
The night 2 what format? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's here to stay, if I'm being honest. I don't know. That's okay.
I mean, a night 2 format can work, but you just need all we're saying is they got to work on the bouncing stuff a little bit. If they can just work on the bouncing of both nights, then we're good. That's something they just need to work on. That's all we're saying here. We're not hating on the product. We critique and give criticism because we care. If we didn't care about the WWE or even AEW or any pro wrestling company out there, if we didn't open our mouths and say something if something was wrong, if we didn't care, we would have said absolutely nothing, and zero would be coming out of our mouths. But the thing is, we do care, and we want to see WWE, AEW, any pro wrestling company out there, including TNA, we want to see wrestling companies do good and better, and we want them to succeed. But we're not going to sit here and just glaze slop and just praise garbage when we see it, which you're seeing right now currently. Like the shows aren't bad, but they feel so fucking lifeless. That's the problem. And outpricing your fans affects the creative and puts pressure on creative. It affects the shows severely. Like, we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat bad stuff. We're not going to sugarcoat that. If it's good, if it's good, it's good. We'll let you know. But if it's bad, and we'll call out on it. It's that simple. And then, Kevin and Brew, do you think TK will give a damn about wrestling fan? Ranting, complaining, hell no, is about money. Well, we're going to give our opinion whether you like it or not. We're not going to sit here and say nothing. Eventually, they're going to have to fucking listen, or someone's going to have to step in. You got people, oh, stop complaining, your words mean nothing. Well, without us, there is no wrestling. And Mitch says, now we got 2 nights of SummerSlam this year. Yep, Minneapolis this August 1st and 2nd. Yep, at the U.S. Bank Stadium in Brock Lesnar's hometown, which I'm surprised we'll talk about Brock Lesnar, supposed retirement, but and then Ricky says, how many Manias have you been to, Nick? I hope I got your name right. First things first, you definitely got my name right, so no worries, man. No worries at all. And listen, you can call me Nick, Nicholas, you can call me whatever you like. It doesn't matter to me, but no worries, my bro. You got it right. So no sweat. No sweat, man. Then he says, then Ricky says, how many Manias have you been to, Nick? Well, I've been to 3. WrestleMania 35 in MetLife Stadium, WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas, night 1 and night 2, and then WrestleMania 40 in Philly, night 1 and night 2. And that was actually the last Mania I've been to. And no, I'm not going to WrestleMania next year in Saudi. Which, by the way, I think you read the news. Next year's Mania, get this, was supposed to be in Nashville, Tennessee at Nissan Stadium, the home of SummerSlam 2022, by the way. And you know the reason why they didn't do it next year? The date, listen to this, the date didn't work out. So that's why they did Saudi next year for Mania instead.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Pretty much, let's reword that. You mean Ari Emanuel or Mark Shapiro? Oh, the money, that like pulling a Hulk Hogan, the money, oh, that don't work for us, brothers. That don't work for us.
Even Hogan would have taken whatever money Nashville would have given him if it meant hosting WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. It didn't work out for us. Even if it was true, that TK only cares about the money. Ridiculous. Nissan
And
Stadium.
please, WrestleMania not getting good money. Give me a break.
WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. Like, what do you mean? That's what it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, what do you mean?
Then Mark Shapiro defends a ticket
People
price.
pay cities.
It might affect some people. No shit, Shapiro. No shit.
This is why you need to lower them.
Yeah, just lower the fucking ticket prices. And people will come to the shows, and your shows will sell out no problem, and your company will be a lot better off for it overall, not just the business aspect. Seriously, imagine if next year's WrestleMania in 2027 was actually in Nissan Stadium. I would have loved that. And plus, I've never been to Nashville, and I've heard a lot of good about Nashville nowadays. It's very popular, a lot of young people there, but also people of all ages. I've heard a lot of good about it. My mom was actually, who got married a few weekends ago on her honeymoon now. She was in Nashville like a couple summers ago, or 1 or 2 summers ago. Very, very enjoyable. She enjoyed it there. It was very, very good. There's a lot to do. And I think it would have been perfect for WrestleMania next year. I would have loved that. And I may have even went to Nashville for that next year, maybe. I mean, though, I don't know. And maybe they get it in 2028. I would not mind that. Because unfortunately, they're in Saudi next year unless things change in the Iran war. At this point, I hope they change the location. I mean, at this point, they said at this time, I think Nick Khan said at this time that they're still scheduled for Saudi next year unless things change. I know it's further away, but at this point, I hope closer to the show, if the war escalates in Iran, I actually hope they relocate next year's Mania. Because honestly, bro, let's be real. WrestleMania 43 in Saudi next year should not be a thing. It should have never been announced for Saudi from the start, honestly.
Seriously. I think for the last few years, I think ever since 2023, I believe, Nashville were talking about hosting a WrestleMania, how they want to host it in 2027.
Yes.
That was actually the year, if correct me if I'm wrong on this. This was 2027. This was going to be the year where their new Nissan Stadium was going to be completed. They were going to finish building it, and they wanted WrestleMania to be the first show, the first sporting event, entertainment event to be held in the stadium.
That would have been great. And even if the prices would be high, just like Vegas. Even now, Mania is their biggest show of the year. Of course, it's going to be pricey. I mean, it was a little pricey, not very extremely pricey like Vegas, not even close to the Mania 40, not even close to that with the WrestleMania 40 in Philly tickets, but nowhere near. I mean, yes, because their biggest show of the year, it's a little pricey, but nowhere near pricey as Vegas expensive. But even if they went to Tennessee next year or whenever they go to Mania in Tennessee, I'm predicting right now WrestleMania 44 in 2028 is in Nashville. That's my prediction. Either Nashville or Indianapolis or New Orleans. I think those are the 3 front runners, including, I think, Orlando, Florida, I think. If in the top 4 bidding for, if I was a betting man for WrestleMania in 2028. I'm making a bold prediction right here and now. And with that, one of those 4 locations gets WrestleMania in 2028. And even say, and let's say WrestleMania in 2028, WrestleMania 44 was in Nashville. It may be a little bit expensive, but I don't think it would be near close expensive as Vegas tickets. Not even close. Like nowhere near as bad as Vegas expensive, in my opinion. I truly believe that. You won't convince me otherwise. Even if they stuck to this year's WrestleMania a few weekends ago in New Orleans, Louisiana, bro, even if they were expensive, I don't think they even be close to Las Vegas type expensive. I don't.
I don't think it would have been expensive at all.
And Las Vegas is not a cheap city to begin with. And it's not just the tickets. You got to think of a hotel and an airplane flight and Ubers festivities, merchandise, food. That's like selling your kidney to go to WrestleMania in Vegas. It's not cheap by any means. Plus, I've seen people post on X some tomahawk steak they got. Very expensive as well, with some garlic fries. I think it was like $100, some odd dollars. Or something like that.
Yeah.
The pizza there, $43. And I think a tomahawk steak there was $143. $12 to $14 at least for a fucking water bottle in WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas. Who the fuck is going to pay $12 for one water bottle where I live, it's a lot cheaper than that, where I can get it at my local grocery store and it's a lot fucking cheaper for an individual water bottle. Who in their right mind's going to pay $12 for one fucking water bottle? Who? That is ridiculous. And you want to know, and I think you may have seen, the floor seats. I don't know how true they are. I believe it. The prices for floor seats for this year's Mania in Vegas on the floor seats, $16,000. And the cheapest in the nosebleeds, get this, $600. Unbelievable.
Oh my god! Like, these prices, man, they're so absurd.
Yeah,
like that's not sustainable.
That's highway fucking robbery. Blatant highway robbery. And then Ricky says, I would love to see The Rock live. He's my all-time favorite wrestler. I mean, we might get him in Saudi next year against The Rock, unfortunately in Saudi. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. And he says they should have a Mania in London. They've been begging for a Mania since day one. At some point, they got to have that. And I'll tell you what, if as soon as they ever announce a WrestleMania in London, I guarantee fucking to you, not even one match announced and not even 10 minutes, that shit would sell out like that. I guarantee fucking to it. There's no doubt in my mind on that. And Ricky says, I subscribe. Thank you, Ricky. Greatly appreciate it, man. A nice meeting you, and I look forward to your debut tomorrow. I'm very excited on that. GTA for Life -K70. Respect TKO. Respect TKO. How can I respect TKO when they're outpricing the fucking fans, the diehard fans who make the company, who make WWE, who make the product, and you outprice the families, and you have these woke celebrities that don't respect the company, don't even watch wrestling, they're all about themselves, and they just want attention just so they can brag to their friends, oh, I was at Monday Night Raw, oh, I was at SmackDown, oh, I was at WrestleMania. Well, deep down, they don't respect the company, and they hate the company, and they have no passion for it, and they're all about themselves. How can I respect TKO from that with that? You can't.
This got to be a bot. This has to be a bot.
Oh, and thank you, Xavier. Who gonna respect TKO when they took full control of WWE? Well, I mean, is Xavier wrong? I mean, Vince was yet there are people that want Vince McMahon back. Yeah, Vince sold the company to his friend Ari Emanuel 3 years ago. And by the way, it was never about selling the company. And you can clip it here. Vince McMahon sold to Endeavor and sold to Ari Emanuel as a big FU, a big fuck you to his daughter Stephanie McMahon and his son-in-law Paul Levesque. When Stephanie and Triple H, like, the thing is, did the company need to be sold? Fuck no. It was already in good hands independently with Triple H and Stephanie around late 2022. And Vince sold the company as a big middle finger to Stephanie and Triple H. And Vince sold the company to get power back because he couldn't stand it that his family runs the company better than he ever does. And Vince couldn't fucking take it anymore. That's the only reason Vince sold the company to Endeavor and TKO and Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro. Vince is the reason why the past year we're in this mess with the constant commercials during Raw and Netflix and the ads and sponsorship logos on the mats and the turnbuckles and the tables and the lifeless product and outpricing the fans and the celebrities there who don't watch the product, know nothing about wrestling. And that's all because of Vince McMahon. Yet there are idiots out there that want Vince McMahon back.
Unfortunately,
holy
these
shit.
people do this.
And Xavier isn't wrong too. Tell Xavier when he's telling lies.
He's not.
Ricky says, why do they keep going back to Nashville? Didn't they do a SummerSlam there? They did do it in 2022, which was one of their best SummerSlams, honestly. And that was the first PLE that Triple H took over. That was the first Triple H PLE since he took over in 2022. The Tomahawk Steak, the logo was printed on the bone. That's what they were charging for. Aha, so I believe that. I bet green shirt guy doesn't have to pay 16 grand. I don't know how he does it, man. I've seen him in front rows. I don't know how he does it, but God bless him.
He has to be an employee for WWE. Like we see him everywhere in the front row seats at every WWE show. Like he has to be an employee. He has to be. I'll be shocked.
What's up, Xavier? And then Xavier says, "I only speak facts." I mean, what more can Xavier say? I mean, it's like, do you want him to sugarcoat? I don't think so. He's open and honest. Again, he's not wrong with what he's saying. Like, anybody that praises TKO and their business practices, they're just greedy fucking business practices. You're the root of the problem if you praise them. Because they're ruining WWE. And they did the same fucking thing to UFC too. And Xavier says he's not an employee. He gets the tickets the day they drop. LOL. Aha. I see there, but anyways, the green shirt guy is over. The whole front row on Raw were dressed like him. I did catch that, by the way. It's funny you brought that up. I did catch that, but yeah, a little rambling on, little getting off topic about our rants about the ticket sales and the commercials during Mania and the sponsorship logos and TKO and stuff like that. Talk about WrestleMania 41. I will say minus the commercials, like I said already. But the opening match of night one, the Usos and LA Knight versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, The Vision, and Ice Show Speed. This went 7 minutes and 8 seconds. LA Knight and the Usos won. After LA Knight pinned Ice Show Speed off the BFT. After the match, Logan Paul turns on Ice Show Speed. Austin Theory, thank you. Yeah, loser, Austin Theory. Yeah, that's how much I cared for this match.
Yeah, that's how much we cared. That we got the guy who got pinned wrong.
But then Ice Show Speed, though, got turned on by Logan Paul after the match. Logan Paul's yelling at him, you're a loser, you're a disgrace. Then he punches Ice Show Speed in the face, beats him up. And then LA Knight and the Usos make the save for Ice Show Speed. Now, this was a nice moment here with Ice Show Speed putting Logan Paul through a table with the frog splash. That, I will say, was nice. And Ice Show Speed, I don't think looked too out of place here. I don't know what you thought of this whole thing.
He didn't look out of place. Yeah, he was actually entertaining. Like he didn't do as much as I expected. I think his role was way less. But he actually did all right over there.
I agree. He did have a good performance, or showing rather, in the 2025 Royal Rumble, so I expect him to do well here, which he did. With the short amount of time these guys were given, I think Ice Show Speed made the best with what he was given. So, he didn't do bad at all, I have to say. And I do think Ice Show Speed is a guy who genuinely loves this company, loves this business, and he is actually a fan. I genuinely believe that. He's not one of those guys that's just all about himself, all for the attention. Yeah, I think he does actually respect the company, and he's actually a wrestling fan. I do. Oh, and it's funny you brought this up. Yes, I did see it too. Joe from Hot Takes and Headlocks. Yes. And I seen pictures of him on X and I think on Facebook. He was at WrestleMania this year, night 1 and night 2. I did see it. So shout out to Joe as well, and good for Joe. And I did see it. So that was pretty cool. He was in Las Vegas. So, Shout out to him too, man. From Mitch and from me to Joe. And Joe, hope you're watching this, man. Hope you're doing well. So shout out to you, buddy. And a great show, guys, says Mitch. Thank you, Mitch. But yeah, Ice Show Speed, you were saying about Ice Show Speed. I was saying that Ice Show Speed, I think, is actually a wrestling fan. He's not all about himself. Oh, and I don't know what happened to Adam Carl's mic, but I'm sure Adam Carl would probably say the same thing about Ice Show Speed. Again, didn't look out of place, and I do genuinely think he cares about this industry. And he doesn't make it look like a joke like some of these celebrities like Pat McAfee, stuff like that. I think Ice Show Speed genuinely gives a shit. Oh. Something happened to Adam Carl. I'm not sure what happened with his mic, but...
I'm doing right.
Oh, there he is. Oh, I was wondering what happened to you. I was wondering, did TKO mute you there? I guess TKO did. Oh, that damn TKO, bro.
Oh my God, they don't like us calling them out.
Nope. Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro hate it when they get called out on their bullshit. But yeah, you were saying about Ice Show Speed.
Yeah, I mean, I think he watched WWE since he was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so he is a genuine fan. He does care.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I mean, if he wants to do, I mean, he did that training with Randy Orton at the Performance Center a few months ago.
Yep, that's correct. That is correct.
So he's putting in the work. If he wants to do it, I won't mind him having a match.
I wonder since Logan Paul turned on him, do we get Logan Paul and Ice Show Speed? I don't want to throw this out there, but do we get this match at SummerSlam?
Maybe.
I don't know how I really feel about that, honestly.
I think we could.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. But
do you do another tag team match though?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, maybe you do a Logan and Theory against Ice Show Speed and I don't know, maybe Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, just have LA Knight as far away from this as possible. This feud with the Vision's done.
Yeah.
But we have the second match on night one. Moving on. Jacob Fatu, he beats Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. This was okay. This was okay. I do think this match should have been last man standing or false count anywhere. That with the plunder and stuff, it didn't really feel much of an unsanctioned. It was fine for what it was, but Jacob Fatu went over as we predicted. He won with a moonsault through the table and pinned McIntyre for the 1-2-3. I want to get your thoughts on this match. I mean, did it really live up to the unsanctioned match with all this plunder and stuff? Because I really genuinely think a last man standing or false count anywhere, and I talked about this with Darvish the other day, false count anywhere, fight them all over, have them fight all over, outside the ring, all over, maybe even outside the Allegiant Stadium would have been fun and creative, but they had an unsanctioned match. I think a false count anywhere or last man standing would have been a lot better off and probably would have been a much better match. It was fine, don't get me wrong, but this didn't really live up to the hype of an unsanctioned match, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like this was about as of a plunder WWE match as you would get. Like, obviously, I didn't want to see them go too far, but for a rivalry that is personal, like they should have went harder. Like it should have been more than it actually was.
Yeah. Do you now? I gotta ask you this, bro. What was less hardcore, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, or Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania? Which one was less hardcore?
At least Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu was a competitive match.
Remember they hyped up a decade ago Ambrose and Lesnar at WrestleMania 32 in a hardcore match, and oh, hardcore. Yeah, it was nothing hardcore, and Lesnar squashed Ambrose, buried him.
Yeah.
Remember that? Oh, it was a hardcore match. It was anything but hardcore.
It was a squash match. Yes, a squash match at WrestleMania.
Terrible. At least this one had some physicality. It didn't live up to the hype it needed to be because it's like these two hate each other. They should have went all out there and they didn't. I felt like they held back on quite a lot of stuff that they wanted to do, and it didn't really kick into that full gear it needed to be. So I mean, this match was fine, but was it great? No, not by any means. But Jacob Fatu did win, and it looks like this is the end of the rivalry. So it looks like Drew McIntyre's going to take some time off to film. I think Highlander. I think, bro. But he's been filming recently. He may take some time off for a while to film Highlander, don't you think?
Yeah.
Especially with what we saw the Raw after Mania, it looks like Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre feud is done. So we'll see. Women's tag team title match, Fatal 4-Way. Lyra Valkyria and Bayley versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Irresistible Forces. Nia Jackson, Lash Legend versus the Bella Twins. I'm sorry.
Or so we thought.
Yes. Versus Brie Bella and not Nikki Bella because she wasn't cleared because of an ankle injury, but Brie Bella and the returning Paige. Yes, Paige back in WWE for the first time in 4 to 6 years. Back home in WWE after being Saraya in AEW, a former AEW Women's World Champion. Left AEW March of last year. Now she's back home in WWE, and she is wrestling again. And Paige I have to admit, I didn't really care much for the match, but I was happy to see Paige back, and she got a very nice pop, and she looked great too. So, I mean, I'm genuinely happy to see Paige back. I don't know how you feel. I mean, happy to see her back. I mean, because and this is a woman, by the way, one of the pillars of, if not one of the top 2 pillars, or in the top pillars of to drive the women's wrestling, women's revolution. Like without Paige, women's wrestling is not as it is in WWE as it is today. Like without Paige, the women's wrestling you see today doesn't exist without people like Paige and Emma and Bayley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, women like them. I'll even include Asuka in there. You know what I mean? Like Paige, this is the first ever NXT Women's Champion we're talking about. Paige and Emma, I'll never forget their banger match at NXT Arrival in late February 2014. I think that was the first ever WWE PLE pay-per-view or something like that. That was NXT exclusive. It was when the WWE Network started in early 2014, I believe. But Paige, man, this is like a big pillar of the women's revolution. And I'm very happy to see her back. She's one of my all-time favorites, but I don't know how you feel. Are you happy to see her back? Are you not happy to see her back? Did she look great up there? I thought she looked good out there, and I'm genuinely happy to see her back. And I'm actually very surprised, but yet very happy that she is actually wrestling and taking bumps. Because before Triple H took over, before Vince retired, he wouldn't clear Paige. But I think there was a story out there, 2022. As soon as Triple H took over from Vince originally, Triple H wanted to bring Paige back, but by the time Triple H took over, Paige was already gone with AEW and Tony Khan and signed with them at that point. Because Paige is a big Triple H girl, by the way. Fun little fact. But what do you think of all this, man? With Paige and
I'm happy she's back. I'm happy she's back. I mean, she also had the podcast with Stephanie today.
Yes, she was crying that she got crying in happiness, but she was actually cleared.
Yeah, she was actually cleared. Yeah, I'm sure that this moment felt, it was a genuine moment. Feel good moment because it means a lot because this was somebody who was forced into retirement. What 8
years ago? It was a house show. It was a house show. I think it was a Raw exclusive house show in December 2017. It was a Raw house show think on a weekend, Paige took on Sasha Banks. That was when Paige had Absolution. Remember Paige with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose of Absolution? Yeah. And they were feuding with Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Mickie James at the time. You were saying?
Yeah, remember Absolution? Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, he had Absolution and the Riot Squad. That was terrible. But Absolution, where Sasha Banks, like, she did a double feet kick to the back of Paige, and there's a thing called spinal stenosis where if you have it, you're never cleared to wrestle again. Though technology nowadays, now you can get cleared from that. I think that's the same thing that Edge got in 2011 before being forced to retire for 9 years. And then Paige got that, but she's been cleared. She can wrestle again. And I'm actually very happy about that.
Yeah.
She's one of my all-time favorites. And a pillar.
And she was only 25 years old. And people gotta remember, she was only 25 years old.
Yep. She wrestled since 13 years old, comes from a pro wrestling family and from Norwich, England in the UK. Her mother wrestled, her father wrestled. She has 2 older brothers that wrestle as well. So she's pro wrestling royalty without her wrestling family actually in WWE. So, but she is wrestling royalty. So she grew up in the business, pretty much.
Yeah.
But this is a woman. Like back then, like back then, years and years ago, WWE had the divas and the stereotypical Barbie doll kind of a driven agenda that Johnny Ace and Vince McMahon were doing. And Paige was like the opposite of that, to try to break that down completely, to destroy the perception of Barbie, where the women are not divas, they're actually wrestlers. And Paige broke down those doors and knocked those doors straight the fuck down. Like, she is the one that's not scared to get her hands dirty. She's aggressive and she can bump and wrestle. And she's actually one of the wrestlers that actually got me into NXT Black and Gold. Like when it was changing from game show NXT to Black and Gold, like FCW. I think when FCW changed to NXT in mid 2012, the NXT became like Black and Gold, like almost like a developmental / third brand. Kind of in WWE, where I think he had guys like Seth Rollins, Big E, Bo Dallas, Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the Wyatt family, those ones. And he had Paige in there as well as Emma, Bayley when she was a hugger, Sasha Banks, etc., Charlotte as well. Alexa Bliss I'll even put in there. Becky Lynch, but yeah. Just throwing that out there, by the way. But I'm happy to see her back. And I mean, if Edge could come back from the spinal stenosis, so could Paige. So I'm genuinely happy to see her back.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a good second. Yeah, especially having a career. And this needs to be said.
Sorry, he was being cut out a little bit. Hello? Uh-oh.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, audience, but you were saying. And that's actually funny you read my mind.
Yeah. Like her career was ended due to a neck injury, and her life was ruined by that irredeemable.
And this guy is actually, he's a scumbag. You want to say his name?
Yeah.
It's ADR. Alberto Del Rio. I'm sorry. Alberto Del Dipshit.
Oh, funny enough, in the same month that Paige made her return at WrestleMania, Alberto Del Rio got arrested.
You mean Del Dipshit? Domestic violence and going to. I mean, he should be locked up in a jail cell. Lock him up and throw away the key. Lock him up. He goes.
What is this now? What is this? The 10th domestic violence that he has had?
If you're a male and you put your hands on a female, I don't care who you are or what you're dealing with, you're a fucking piece of shit animal. You are a fucking monster. If you're a male and you put your hands on a female, Like a domestic abuse or putting your hands on a female if you're a male is never, ever okay. Never okay. And Del Rio is a fucking disgrace. Fuck him. You see why WWE is never bringing him back. You see why. Like, what a fucking rat and disgrace this guy is, Alberto Del Dipshit. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And it's funny. The weekend Page comes back home to WWE this year. Del Rio's in jail.
Exactly where he belongs.
Big time karma. They say karma's a bitch. And it came to collect on Del Rio. Man, sweet payback and revenge for Page, man. Gotta feel good. Oh, but this has nothing to do with Del Rio. Why are you including this in it with him in this? This has nothing to do with him. This is none of his business. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, this should show you how far Paige has come since she dated.
Yep. Remember a decade ago, Del Rio was chasing Paige at the airport, and he was showing domestic violence to Paige, and Del Rio was all drunk and soaked in alcohol. He was all fucking drunk. Remember?
Yeah, disgusting.
And then he was threatening Triple H, calling him the man with the big nose, and he threatened Triple H and the Usos. He threatened the three of them. He was going to beat the shit out of them, come down. It's like, Paul Levesque, man with the big nose, and Jimmy and Jay Uso. Come down to my restaurant, and I'll beat your ass, and then I'll buy you a drink because that's how much of a fine gentleman I am. Remember that? Like, what a fucking clown Del Rio is. And by the way, when he was hitting Paige in 2017, remember that? Around that time, by the way, bro, Del Rio was the Impact Wrestling World Champion. LOL TNA back then, right? I mean, still, yes, but remember that? TNA, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah. Even Tony Khan doesn't even.
And then Del Rio says, "Oh, I'm coming back to WWE." Oh, you mean in his head?
Yeah, whatever voices he's hearing.
Dude, we have much better.
It's not the same voices Randy Orton heard when they made that Mystery Cole storyline.
Yeah. We have much better Lucha Libre, like the Lucha Libre wrestlers now in WWE. We have much better ones than Penta. We don't need Del Rio, and besides, Penta's a lot better than Del Rio and a lot more respectful.
Yeah, he's more professional.
Even his
beat up
brother
on women.
Yeah. Jeez, man. But yeah, back to the point with but yeah, back to the women's tag title match. Paige and Brie Bella won the titles with Paige.
It was cool seeing that.
And she got a nice pop. She didn't look too bad in here either. She did fine with the bump she took and stuff. Paige and Brie did win the titles after Nikki Bella. Well, Nikki Bella hit Charlotte from behind in the leg with the crutch, took Charlotte out by Nikki Bella. And then when Alexa Bliss was trying to go for Twisted Bliss on Paige, she tries to hit Twisted Bliss. Paige gets her knees up. Paige pins Alexa Bliss off the Rampage Cradle DDT. That's Paige's finisher that she does. There's the Paige Turner, the PTO, the Paige tap out submission, which she didn't do in this match. But she did pin Alexa Bliss off the Rampage Cradle DDT, which I like that move. That and the Paige Turner. But Paige pins Alexa Bliss. 1, 2, 3. We got new women's tag team champions in Paige and Brie Bella. What do you think of this? And what do you think this goes? Do you think we see potentially the Bellas turning on Paige, or do we see age? And it's funny. WrestleMania 31, Paige and AJ Lee versus the Bella Twins. Now, 11 years later, those four women now back in WWE. It's funny. Is this 2015 or is this 2026? Oh, we lost Adam Carl. And I agree with Ricky. TKO is messing with the internet, Adam. I 100% agree, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yep, there goes TKO. By the way, can we get a clip here, a little shorts here? Fuck TKO for messing with Adam Carl's audio here. They're trying to invade our space. We're having a banger show. Why does TKO have to ruin everything, man? Ruining WWE, now the Forbidden Podcast? Come on. Come on.
We will not give up.
Oh, Pyro in the chat.
We will not be
TKO Illuminati confirmed. Comment of the day. Comment of this episode. Pyro there, Lation. What's up, Pyro, by the way? Shout out to Pyro. Then he says, I'll never watch it WWE again if Del Rio is on WWE, and I mean it. Well, have no fear and worry, Pyro. I doubt that happens. But if you stop watching, if he's back there, I don't blame you. But I don't think they'll bring him back. They won't. Like, they had all the time to bring him back, and they haven't. And they know Del Rio and back in the company is a very bad look, and they don't need that. They have enough problems. They don't need that on them. Then he says they can't, literally can't. But yeah, you were saying with this whole Paige thing and Bella Twins and AJ Lee stuff. Want to get your thoughts on that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first off, I feel sad for Nikki.
Yeah.
I thought that's get this out of the way. I do genuinely feel sorry that she didn't get this WrestleMania moment with her sister.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I mean,
it's terrible.
I'm not a big Bella Twins fan. I don't like injuring anybody, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like keep up with your sibling at the biggest show of the year, that tag team title match. That got us badly. I mean,
That goddamn TKO, bro. TKO messing with us yet again. They're still butthurt with what we're saying about them. They can't handle the heat. And there it goes. Yeah, there it goes. Thanks, Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro. Oh, and I don't know what's going on with Adam Carl. Man. Man. TKO, man. Can we
yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. Gosh.
I don't know, but yeah. Overall, quick thoughts on this women's tag title thing, and before we move on to the next match of night one.
Topic. Nikki did confirm. Nikki confirmed that that her injury may take 6 to 8 weeks to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So that case, I to be back by. If they're gonna keep the belts, if they're gonna keep the belts on Paige for that long, whilst they wait on Nikki to get cleared, maybe they have a heel turn. Paige.
Do you think the Bella Twins turn on Paige though?
So, I mean, who's gonna boo Paige, especially after she got back from neck injury?
Maybe. But
or not, she's been healthy.
Maybe they have
been back from
Paige
neck injury since 2022, and fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, she stayed healthy. She stayed healthy. She stayed healthy in her time in AEW. And hopefully, but like she said, this is the first time she had a match in the WWE since like 2018. Like who's really gonna boo her?
That is true. Could we see Bella Twins turn on Paige? The Bellas are the champions as heels, but they feud over Paige and AJ Lee over the tag titles. Could we see that?
I could see. I think if you saw Nick's reaction, especially, I mean, and a lot of it was genuine sadness. I think you could see frustration, seeing Paige holding the tag belt with her sister.
Yeah.
She's holding it to Brie.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe when Nikki
Ricky
comes, Twins heel turn and Brie.
Well, Ricky says, I think it's Shiloh Hill.
I don't know who's
Adam Carl's internet. Shiloh Hill from NXT. Who?
I don't know what I did. But whatever.
Looks like I can hear you at least now, so.
Yeah, but I can turn. I think this is probably where they're gonna go with the Bella Twins with Nikki, and you get the Bellas as the tag team champions, and then you book the tag match between the Bellas and AJ and Paige at SummerSlam.
Yeah. But they, whether it's Shiloh Hill or TKO, man, they I apologize, people, and with this happening here, you can thank and blame TKO for that, man. Holy shit. Apologize, guys. We'll get Adam Carl back in here. Not to worry. Yeah, either the Shiloh Hill. Oh, it looks like he's back. There we go.
I'm here now.
There we go. Much better. Much better.
Hopefully it goes well.
Yes, I agree. So, Bella Twins versus Paige and AJ Lee for the women's tag titles, probably going into next year's Mania. Could we see that? If Nikki's cleared around the summer, and either at SummerSlam or after SummerSlam, the Bellas are the champions, or maybe Paige and AJ Lee win the titles by the end of the year. But I could absolutely see that.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I think that would be the direction for SummerSlam at least.
Probably so. We shall see. But
in the meantime, though, in the meantime, for SummerSlam, with Paige and Brie, at least as a team for a little bit, with Charlotte and Alexa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Charlotte and Alexa. Yeah, I think they feud after WrestleMania too.
Yeah, because if you remember, because I'm sure you know that it was in the tag match between the Bellas and Charlotte and Alexa during that match where Nikki got hurt.
Yeah,
it was with this match where Nikki got hurt. So that there's a story there where Brie can blame both of Bliss and Flair for why Nikki got hurt and why she didn't have a WrestleMania match.
You could do that. Now, if the Bellas are heels and they're champions and they feud with Charlotte and Bliss, do you think a heel Bellas gets to Bliss to maybe think that Bliss turns on Charlotte and we get Bliss versus Charlotte feud that way?
Yeah, I think it's inevitable they'll break up. I think they're teasing it for months now. I think it's gonna end in a breakup, and we get Charlotte versus Alexa very soon.
Yeah, which honestly, that's something SmackDown desperately needs is something like that, especially in their women's division.
Yeah, they need that big story in their division that can carry it.
Absolutely, I think Charlotte and Bliss could be that. That's two big names. But we'll see what happens. But Becky Lynch beats AJ Lee, though, to win back the women's IC title. Now, Becky wins a title. You had Jessica Carr involved in mixed match where the turnbuckle was exposed, and AJ Lee and Becky and Jessica Carr in between with the exposed turnbuckle. Becky throws AJ face first in the exposed steel turnbuckle. Becky Lynch manhandle slam and wins the championship back, as we predicted. What did you think of this match, though, and what do you think of Becky winning the belt back? Do you think it's the right move, or what do you think of this overall? I mean, I thought the match was okay.
What are my thoughts? Yeah, what are my thoughts? It went too short, honestly.
Yeah.
It was too short. Like, their match Elimination Chamber was longer than this.
Yes, yeah. I think they got like half the time of that match here. They should have went like at most 15 minutes, if not 20. But it's like, you're going to give these women 8 minutes and then a commercial? Like, come on. Like, you got to be kidding me on that. And Becky and AJ, their story going into Chamber was not good, but the match at the Chamber was good. Their story going into Mania was, their build to their match at Mania was good, but the match didn't deliver much on the build with their match. And I expected more in this, to be quite honest with you. I mean, the right winner won. I just wish we could have got a lot more. I just wish we could have got more time with this, honestly. But Becky wins the belt back. Where do you think Becky Lynch goes from here? Which actually, I actually have an idea. And this woman debuted on the Raw after Mania. Hear me out. What if maybe the latest SummerSlam, Becky Lynch at SummerSlam drops the Intercontinental Championship to Sol Ruca?
I'm interested.
I'd love that.
That'd be nice.
Sol Ruca was the one to take the IC title off Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. I'd fucking love that, man. That's a fresh match. And I think the story, Becky Lynch is doing some really good heel work. I think she'd bring the best out of Sol Ruca. I really do. And Sol Ruca feuded with Zarya recently in NXT. Becky Lynch may bring them more out of Sol than Zarya probably did. Who knows? I think there's potential there. And Sol Ruca could potentially be the one to take the championship off of Becky Lynch. I would love to see that. Like, Sol Ruca would be perfect at this time for that women's IC title. And that's something I'd love to see. Now that Sol Ruca is now on Raw, called up from NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you think Becky going over was the right move?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, she already tapped out 3 times to AJ. Like, every time they faced off, Becky lost. Okay. Like, so she needed this win.
At some point, she had to beat AJ. So I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
Moving on to the match that, in my opinion, was match of the whole night one. And this was finally something that felt like WrestleMania. Gunther versus Seth Rollins went almost 18 minutes. And we got the return of Braun Breaker. When Seth Rollins curb stopped Gunther on the announce table, though it didn't break, referee was going to check on Gunther with the referee distracted with Gunther. Seth Rollins on the outside, near the outside barricade. This guy runs fast, spear to Seth Rollins, and it's Braun Breaker. And yes, Braun Breaker is back. He's back. And then Seth Rollins, and then Braun Breaker, after he spears Seth in half on the outside, throws Seth back in the ring. Gunther gets back in the ring. From behind, a sleeper hold on Seth. Braun Breaker sits there, smiles, watches as Seth Rollins passes out to the sleeper. Gunther wins, as he should, and as we predicted, and as he should win. Then post-match, long WrestleMania ramp. Braun Breaker's running fast, then he jogs. That's how long the ramp was. Then another spear to Seth Rollins. It looked sloppy, but a spear nonetheless. Then Braun Breaker walks up the ramp, walks to the back with Paul Heyman. And Braun Breaker looks like he's cleared, and I'm happy to see him back. He looks great. Glad to see him back, and we're getting that Braun Breaker Seth Rollins story, man. And then they continue that the Raw after Mania with Braun Breaker all bloodied, Seth bloody. I thought which I thought was great. Thoughts on this whole thing?
That was an excellent match. I mean, Gunther does not have bad matches whatsoever.
Never.
Like
and fuck those people, by the way, who think Gunther's boring or he can't wrestle or he sucks. Fuck those people who say that. Again, like you said, Gunther never has a bad match. It's nearly impossible for Gunther to have a bad match.
Yeah. It's impossible.
This was some really good stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah, for coming back from a shoulder injury, Seth Rollins, he looked good out there.
He did.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, this was a nice WrestleMania moment as well for Braun.
Pyro does say, though, Braun, I think, got injured again. Well, that was his hernia. I think he's okay, though. But that was his hernia back in early this year. But it looks like he's cleared, and he's not spearing Seth if he's not cleared. So I do think he's cleared.
Yeah, he's cleared. Although he was bleeding from the back of his head on Raw.
And Pyro says Gunther used to only slap people and powerbomb. These days, he's so much better. 2025 to 2026 has been big for Gunther's progression. Raw, Seth hit Braun with the chair wrong. Yeah, that's how Braun. I saw Braun all bloodied on his face. So yep, he's right. That's how it happened. But yeah, that was a nice brawl with Seth and Braun Monday on Raw. That was cool. Yes. But yeah, Gunther's awesome. He never has a bad match. And I agree with Pyro with the progression. I mean, he still does chops. Don't get me wrong, which he has some of the best chops and power bombs. But again, Gunther never has a bad match. But Kevin Abreu, Gunther versus Matt Riddle was average, and he says, extremely disappointed. Gunther needs help to beat Seth Rollins because I don't remember Gunther need help again. Goldberg, because I don't remember Gunther need help against, and he spelled against wrong. Help again. Goldberg, Cena, AJ Styles. You mean AJ Styles? I didn't know AJ Styles existed. You mean AJ Styles? I mean, look. I mean, something needed to happen. Braun Breaker had to show up. I mean, what else did you want? And you were not going to have Gunther lose, and Seth needed to be protected. So I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, like Seth Rollins could lose clean on his first match back. Like he needed something there.
And at the same time, especially Gunther shouldn't lose. This man retired Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles. You're not going to have him do that and have him fucking lose at all this year. That's just creative malpractice.
Yeah.
But this was the right move, Gunther going over. I don't know where Gunther goes from here. It looks like he's feuding with LA Knight going into Backlash, which I have no problem with. But I'm sure you'll say here the right man went over. No questions asked.
Yeah, the right guy went over, and Gunther needed this win more.
Yep. And Seth got protected. Braun Breaker's back. It's a shame we didn't get Seth and Braun at Mania, but it was originally going to be Seth and Roman. But I'm glad we're now finally getting that Seth and Braun story. Finally. And Braun Breaker looks great, by the way, being back. So, really good stuff in a match that finally felt like WrestleMania. Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, Women's World Championship match that went less than 7 minutes. Stephanie Vaquer lost the championship here due to interference from the Judgment Day's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, Liv Morgan had this trouble entrance. What did you think of this thing overall? The entrance and stuff like that. I mean, this wasn't bad, but this should have went a lot more time. And they were going physical. Their build was actually not bad at all. Then they got 7 minutes. Yeah. And now it looks like they're going to wrestle again at Backlash. I kind of hope their match at Backlash is better.
This was a problem with night one. The matches are way too short.
They are. But what did you think of Liv Morgan's WrestleMania entrance? Oh, I don't know what happened to Adam Carl, but
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Just like well.
sorry about that, guys. While we wait for Adam Carl, I guess a little bit, but Ricky says, who are your guys' all-time favorite wrestler? Mine is Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson.
Undertaker.
Then he says, off topic, but who would you guys have the Money in the Bank? Who would you guys have the Money in the Bank matches? You mean who would you have win? For the women, I'm going Roxanne Perez with the story with the Judgment Day. Since Liv Morgan's Women's World Champion, Roxanne has the briefcase. She can turn on Liv, cash in the briefcase. I think it'd be a great story with Raquel, Roxanne, Liv with the Judgment Day triangle like story. I think that'd be great. For the men, if you watch the Raw after Mania CM Punk and Cody Rhodes promo, CM Punk mentioning a title opportunity or whatnot falling from the sky, I'm thinking CM Punk wins the Money in the Bank and cashes it on Cody. And they tease Punk and Cody for Mania next year. So I'm going, actually, Roxanne Perez. I'm going to go CM Punk. If not CM Punk as a dark horse backup plan B, I'm going Carmelo Hayes.
Nice picks. For the men,
yeah.
For the men's Money in the Bank ladder match that I would have win, I would actually have Finn Balor win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Ooh, that's a bold pick.
Yeah,
bold pick.
Especially if you're rebuilding him as a babyface.
Hey, I would not mind
that. Have him win.
It's not a bad pick. It's a bold pick, but I like it.
Yeah. For the women, I think I would go Roxanne as well with this whole Judgment Day storyline.
Yeah. Then Ricky says, I say Raquel and Sammy because that's how he's going to get his title shot and win in Saudi. Sammy winning the Money in the Bank. I mean, that's something I didn't think of. I mean, Sammy maybe could win and cash it in Saudi. I mean, that depends if a Raw wrestler wins the Rumble next year, and Raquel, Raquel could be. That could be another one.
I mean, if not Roxanne, Raquel would be another good option.
Yeah, that could be another one. I would not mind.
Although I think she'll probably be feuding by that point with Liv. I think.
Yeah, but Raquel's not a bad pick either. That's not a bad pick at all. And she's come a long way and deserves her flowers too.
Yeah.
Pyro says, I do say he should have lost clean. Seth's first match back against and over Gunther feels like Seth should have taken a clean loss, but he just got cleared. That show a story of ring rust or something. I mean, I do know how you're feeling. I mean, they could have gone clean. I mean, both guys look strong. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I do.
I mean, that would have been a nice story to tell.
With Seth,
that actually been a nice story.
I mean, at least you're gonna have Seth lose clean or whatnot, or no interference. At least both guys look like, though they have to go half an hour, but I don't know if TK would have allowed that. But I mean, if you're going to have no interference, at least both guys look incredibly strong. I mean, though, if you want story, Braun Breaker, I mean, everyone predicted Braun Breaker back anyway. I mean, I don't mind it because if anything, we need story. But I do know where you're coming from, Pyro. I do.
Yeah.
Kevin and Brew, Julia and Jordan Grace, ice cold, no momentum. I mean, no shit.
Yeah.
Then Ricky says, have Oba win the Rumble. I could probably see that. You know what? He's my pick. I would actually say, you know what? I'd say he's my pick for the Rumble too. I know it's once away, but actually that could be something. Oba and Roman next year at Mania for the world title. Will we get Cody and Punk next year at Mania for the WWE title? I would not mind that.
Yeah.
Kevin and Brew, for me, the Money in the Bank needs to be for future talent. Well, yes and no. I mean, it is for future talent, but it doesn't have to be for all the time future talent. If you give the briefcase to someone, there's a story with it, then I don't mind it. And CM Punk did tease the Raw after Mania. Cody, a title shot against you could come falling from the sky. That's not said for nothing. Like, it was said and done for a reason. You know? So who knows, but Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vetcare, do you think the right one went over here?
Yes. The right one went over.
And Stephanie Vetcare really did nothing with the title. At least there's more you can do with Liv with the championship than Stephanie with the championship. And I think it's better with Stephanie Vetcare chasing, if anything.
Yeah, like, Stephanie wasn't even supposed to be champion up until now. That's what I say.
Oh, I remember saying last week Naomi was champion, then she got pregnant. And I think Stephanie Vetcare, at that point, there was no one else. You could have done Io Sky, but it was her, Stephanie. I think Stephanie won the belt too early, but at that point, Naomi was pregnant. And if Naomi would have not got pregnant, and if Rhea was champion going into Mania this year, it probably would have been Rhea and Stephanie would have probably been the new women's world champion by now if that was the case. But plans definitely changed with Naomi's pregnancy. Plus, I think Liv Morgan, I could see her hold the championship from WrestleMania until at least the end of the year, where she drops it to a cash-in from Roxanne Perez, which I could see. And then Liv feuds with the Judgment Day going into the new year next year, 2027. I could see it. So I think there's a lot of potential story you can do there, which I like. But Liv Morgan wins. I do think it's the right move as well. And then Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
Oh, joy.
Do you have any comment on this and Pat McAfee?
What are we supposed to say?
Orton makes his entrance. Cody makes his entrance. Pat McAfee on the mic again. Then he attacks Cody with the mic from behind. Then Jelly Roll comes out. Well, before that, around the time, Cody Rhodes with the receipt hits Pat McAfee with Crossroads. Good. And Jelly Roll comes out. He puts Pat McAfee on the announce table. Jelly Roll, running elbow drop from the announce tables. Running elbow drop to Pat McAfee from Jelly Roll through the announce table. Pat McAfee taken out on a stretcher. And man, I was giving a clapping stand-up ovation. And this guy was too, next to me. Good. Then Orton and Cody. This was really not that good. It didn't really kick into the full gear it needed to be. And Orton was going into this with a bad back as well. Also with this match. But I will say this. This match, I mean, there was some point in the match where Orton went face first in the LED post. He was all busted open. And Cody Rhodes got busted open. He was feeling the heelness in this match. I do think Cody, if you ask Cody, would you want to go heel? I'm pretty sure he'd tell you yes. I do. Honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, the finish of this match and post-match. Cody Rhodes, well, they were stealing each other's moves as well, finishers and stuff. Then Cody goes for a Cody cutter or an RKO in midair. Pat McAfee, neck brace worn, comes out with a referee shirt. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Pat McAfee in a referee shirt makes a 3 count. 1, 2. Cody kicked out. Now, before all this, Randy Orton RKO'd the referee. He was all bloody blind, RKO'd referee Charles Robinson. Now, Pat McAfee tries to 3 count. Cody kicks out. And then guess what happened here, bro? Randy Orton, out of nowhere, RKO's Pat McAfee. Cody Rhodes from behind. Crossroads on Orton. 1, 2, 3. And Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. Then after the match, Orton hits Cody in the head with a title belt. And then, this is all post-match. And then, after that, Randy Orton punts Cody Rhodes in the head with the punt. And that's how WrestleMania 42 Night 1 ended. And by the way, Cody Rhodes, did you see his left eye completely shut? It looked nasty. So much so that the next day they had to cancel the Cody Rhodes meet and greet the next day, Sunday, before Night 2 WrestleMania the next day because of the orbital bone injury. It looked nasty. Like his left eye was completely closed shut. That's how bad it looked.
He got that black eye on him.
Yeah.
Got that black eye.
It looked nasty, bro.
God, looked horrifying.
But what did you think of this match overall? And also, it felt like with this, even Cody didn't want Pat, neither did Randy, and this was not even Triple H's idea with Pat McAfee's inclusion. This was all Ari Emanuel, because Ari Emanuel wanted to move tickets for WrestleMania, and he thinks Pat McAfee's the next Sylvester Stallone. All I need to say is this: TKO, Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, especially you, Ari, I'm talking to you. Stay the fuck away from WrestleMania-built matches, especially for the WWE Championship. And let Triple H and his team do their fucking thing. And stay out of Triple H's and his creative team's fucking way. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Travis Scott last year the celebrity involved in last year's WrestleMania main event for the WWE Championship. Failed. This year again, but this time with Pat McAfee. Fail. And then I heard, and this is us, now we're live here, reading something on my phone. Apparently, Pat McAfee, he ditched this too, and he even didn't want this, and he ditched the fuck out. What does that tell you? This match was fucking boring. It didn't even hit the gear it needed to be. And you can thank Pat McAfee, with the inclusion of Pat McAfee, inclusionist. You can blame that for that. And even Pat didn't want this. Again, what does that tell you?
When the celebrities are telling you that your ideas suck, then it sucks.
And you know what this tells me with Randy RKOing Pat? You know what this tells me? Orton, a couple things. Orton RKOing McAfee is pretty much this to Ari Emanuel and TKO and Mark Shapiro from Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Paul Levesque himself. They didn't even want Pat McAfee in this. And pretty much Pat giving this to TKO as well. Pretty much telling Ari, take your Pat McAfee like Sylvester Stallone bullshit and take it and shove it up your fucking ass. Literally, it's what this told me. With Orton RKOing McAfee at WrestleMania 42 Night 1. That's exactly what that told me. I don't know how you feel about that. That's what that tells me. And after what we saw with Orton RKOing McAfee, tells me Orton and Cody, and they're done from feuding. It looks like hitting the reset button on this feud is what tells me as well with this, bro. And now Triple H and his team can now do what they need to do. And now they're going to show the Orton and Cody story, how it's supposed to be done, what they wanted to do on WrestleMania this year, Night 1. And by the way, Aleister Black was supposed to be involved in the story. Did you know that? Aleister Black could have technically main evented WrestleMania, but Aleister Black and even Sami Zayn, because he was involved in this too, having verbal backstage arguments with Cody Rhodes with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Aleister Black, and this is what pisses me off the most, bro. Aleister Black and Sami Zayn had to take a back seat to Pat McAfee. They had to take a back seat to a fucking punter, a commentator.
What a mess this was.
Holy shit.
What a fucking mess this was. That's the word to describe it. To describe this feud, to describe this match, a mess. You got your WWE champion, the face of the company, being made to look like a fool in this build-up. He goes on interviews, he goes on media, cutting promos on TV, burying this storyline. You got Randy Orton.
Oh, Cody sucks, Punk sucks, the product sucks, the company sucks, ticket sales are down, viewership is down. Oh, that's being a good heel. You bring realism to TV, that's good television. Oh, he's getting you talking, so it's working. He's getting you all fired up and riled up. It's doing its job.
That is not doing your job.
You do know there are people that will actually defend that shit?
It's mind-blowing.
And now this Pat McAfee stuff is over. Thank God.
And you got Randy Orton, who was virtually not existent in this feud. He was the third wheel.
Yeah. Remember the Miz in 2011 WrestleMania in Atlanta when he was WWE champion, The Miz. Remember?
Yep. This honestly, this was basically this Orton Cody McAfee. This was the 2026 version of Rock, Cena, and Miz.
In 2011,
Randy Orton was the Miz in this
WrestleMania
storyline. He was the
27.
third wheel. He was an
WrestleMania
afterthought.
27, when Miz was WWE champion with The Rock and Cena feud in 2011.
Yeah, this was that. Yeah, Randy Orton was 2011 Miz. He was an afterthought, a third wheel in his own WrestleMania main event.
So much so, you would think it's Cody versus Pat for the title, not Cody and Randy.
Literally. God, this was like, but this shit was terrible. This was a fucking,
what a fucking clusterfuck.
Literally. Pretty much, you know what this tells me with this match? I didn't think this was as bad. If you saw my tweets, this wasn't as bad as people say it was. But clearly, let's be real, clearly, Cody, Randy, they wanted to get this shit over with. They knew there was no saving this WrestleMania build. They wanted to get this shit over with and reset it all over again.
And their match at Mania Night 1 this year was not that good. They probably were just going through the motions and felt like, you know, this shit sucks. Let's just get it done. And let's get Pat McAfee out of here while we're at it. Now we can hit the reset button, start over from scratch, clean slate. Now we can tell the story how it's supposed to be and how our feud was supposed to be so good. Then it was brought all the way fucking to the shitter because of Pat McAfee and Ari Emanuel, including Pat McAfee in this. Now let's get Pat McAfee completely eliminated out of the way. Now we can bring our story from shit back to great again.
Yeah,
I bet that's what Cody and Randy were feeling.
That's what this match was. That's all this match was used for. Hit the reset button on this storyline.
Now we can finally have the story hopefully be told the way it's supposed to be. Now Triple H and his team can do what they need to do and nothing can get in their fucking way now. Now everybody can stay out their fucking way and let them cook and let them do what they got to do.
And this post-match angle, this is another thing. The post-match angle, Randy Orton hitting the punking on Cody. Randy Orton was originally, you heard about this. It was originally.
Look at this guy, Kevin Abreu, floor neck, 599. That's not even me. First of all, why you copy JD from NY206? Be yourself, okay?
Who are we copying here?
First of all, not copying JD. I'm being honest here, and it's not just him saying it. It's others in the community. So fuck off with that. If you don't like what I'm saying, right here, what we're saying is truth. This shit sucked. It's not just JD saying it. A lot of people are saying this. You're probably one that was okay with Pat McAfee's inclusion. And if you don't like what we're saying, fuck off. Go listen to somebody else who's going to sugarcoat and blow smoke.
This is the main event. This is the main event of WrestleMania. Okay? This isn't TNA Bound for Glory. This isn't AEW All In. This isn't WWE Backlash. Or Fastlane. This is WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. This is the main event of WrestleMania.
Like Kevin and Brew, with stupidity like that, I'm this close to kicking you out of the fucking chat. Okay? That close.
The main event of WrestleMania, which is supposed to be the biggest match of the year in all of professional wrestling. This is supposed to be the biggest match of the year, and it was turned into a fucking mess. It was a train wreck. Like, what are we supposed to say about it? Say something positive?
Yeah, what is there positive to say about this, Kevin and Brew?
Like, literally. What positive? Everybody looked bad. Like, nobody came out of this looking good.
Randy looked bad. Nobody looked good.
Like, literally.
And no, not copying JD. It's called being honest. We're not copying whatsoever. We're speaking the truth. Do you want someone to sugarcoat and blow smoke up WWE's ass? Because that's not what we're going to do.
God. Like, you got the WWE champion literally burying his own angle. The WWE champion! Cody Rhodes! Like, what does this say? And you want us to be positive about this. The people that were in this storyline were unhappy with it.
Triple H didn't want it. His team didn't want it. Cody didn't want it. Randy didn't want it. Even Pat McAfee didn't want it. When you have Pat McAfee even say he wanted nothing to do with this, that tells you something.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll, yes, Jelly Roll. He even said this is about Cody and Randy, not us. Again, speaks volumes. But you probably don't see that, Mr. Abreu. Oh, Nick Fiore is copying JD. Actually, no, I'm not. We're speaking truth here. A lot of people in this community are saying the same fucking thing that I'm saying here, okay? If you don't like what we have to say, fuck off. Seriously.
I bet he wouldn't be saying this to either Cody or Randy if he was telling them that.
He'll probably go watch Sean Ross Sapp, who's gonna glaze this and sugarcoat this.
Yeah, he will be saying this to the talent. Why? Because people like him are cowards. That's why.
Yep. This match was slow. This match was boring. This match sucked. And Cody and Randy felt like they didn't even want to be there. You could read their body language.
Literally, they were miserable. They wanted to get this shit over with. They wanted to get this over with.
Yep. Thank God Pat McAfee is out of this. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's like, what a clusterfuck of storyline. I mean, maybe now that there's no celebrity involvement, they could get this storyline back on track. And they tell the story that they should have been allowed to told during this build.
And Aleister Black, had Ari Emanuel not interfered in the story, bro, Aleister Black could have technically main evented WrestleMania, help Randy beat Cody for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. A potential, like, alliance with Aleister Black, Randy Orton. It's something no one expecting. It's an odd pairing. But it's different. It's something fresh. And that's something SmackDown absolutely desperately needs. They need something that would be something for them. They could probably still do now. They could probably still do it now that they can tell the story over from scratch. Now that Pat McAfee's completely out of the picture, that could still happen now, and I would not mind it. And Aleister Black even said, "I want the 09 Randy Orton back." We could still get that now with a potential alliance now with Aleister and Randy. We could. Now that McAfee's gone. And Sami Zayn lost the U.S. title on night 2, by the way. You can include Sami in this too. Because Sami Zayn was never... I don't think he was supposed to be the U.S. champion going into WrestleMania. Who's to say Ari getting involved in the Cody Randy stuff with Pat McAfee? Who's to say that didn't screw up the U.S. title plan? It was probably supposed to be Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title at WrestleMania, not Trick and Sami. Even if Trick and Sami in there, Carmelo Hayes in there making it at least a triple threat match, maybe a fatal four-way with Ilya Dragunov. Who's to say?
Literally.
But thank goodness Pat McAfee is out of this. Thank goodness. Now, it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow on SmackDown, Cody and Randy, how they start their feud over from scratch. It's going to be very interesting. Do we get this match again at Backlash? And does Randy win the title at Backlash? And maybe the plan was for Randy to win the title at Mania, but Randy probably said something to Ari and said, I don't want this. I'm tired of this Pat McAfee stuff. End it. And he said no to Ari. I want Cody to retain, get Pat McAfee out of this, and I'll win the title at Backlash instead, not here at WrestleMania. Who's to say Randy didn't have a say in this too? And he told Ari, no, this is not a good idea to have Pat McAfee in this. If you're going to give me the title, don't have McAfee involved or any celebrity involved. Who's to say?
It won't surprise me. I can believe something like that happened.
This is the same man who told Def Rebel, no, don't Def Rebel my song a couple years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
He listened to the first few seconds and he said, fuck that.
He knew it was terrible.
But, yeah, that was night 1. Moving on to night 2. Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. This went less than 5 minutes. I gotta tell you something. Obafemi is the fucking man. Everyone doing the Obafemi strut. You see it on the camera, chanting Oba, woo, Oba, woo. Like, Obafemi is the man, I'm telling you. And it's crazy. You were telling me this before. Last year, Stand and Deliver for NXT 2025, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, the main event for the NXT title triple threat at last year's NXT Stand and Deliver show in Vegas last year. Now look at them a year later. Trick Williams, United States champion on SmackDown. Javon Evans on the rise in the mid-card on Raw for the IC title. He'll be something special. And now Obafemi, pretty much like your guy at this time. Like he is the red hot hand right now, and you strike while the iron's hot. And it's amazing to see where they were last year to now a year later. I think it's great to see.
Yeah.
And again, not only night 2 was better than night 1, I felt like night 2 was sent a message that WWE is building towards their future. Like Oba, Trick, Javon, not just them. I don't know how you feel about that. And felt like a moving towards the future and the youth.
Yeah.
As I take a break here so I don't completely lose my voice.
Now, I thought the way they booked it, this was booked excellently. I think it's safe to say Obafemi's a main man.
Yeah. Could this have gone a few more minutes? Yes, but I think they did this fine for what it was.
Yeah. And Oba, he just turned 28 recently.
Yeah, happy birthday to him. I think it was yesterday, so no, it's a day late, but happy birthday to Obafemi. And another birthday today. He was the host of WrestleMania. Today's birthday, 49th birthday to the one and only John Cena, Mitch's favorite, John Cena.
Yeah. So happy birthday to both guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a great birthday present there for the ruler. He got to defeat Brock Lesnar. And he was, honestly, I didn't think they were honestly going to do that. I think obviously, if people watched our predictions, I predicted Brock Lesnar to win. But barely wins it.
Yeah. Knowing WWE, but they actually did it and pulled the trigger and stuck the landing. Oba got the better of Brock every time in the Mania built to their match, and they built this match perfectly. And the match wasn't actually terrible at all. It could have went a little bit longer, but I thought they did this fine for what it was. But they actually had Oba go over, and he won clean as a whistle. He won clean.
Yeah, that's another thing. He won clean. Like there was no cheating, there was no shenanigans. He beat him clean as a whistle, and with one finisher too.
Yeah, one fall from grace. Now they were like doing collar elbow tie up, trying to shoulder tackle or take each other down. There was one instance with Suplex City, and then Obafemi running uppercuts in the corner, and then Brock Lesnar F5 to Oba. 1 second, Obafemi gets immediately back up, almost no-sells it. Choke slam to Brock Lesnar all the way from hell. And then a fall from grace, power bomb, 1, 2, 3, and Obafemi actually won clean. Crowd went nuts, and Oba couldn't even believe it. Was grabbing the referee like, I can't believe it, and he's doing that. And Obafemi went over clean as a damn whistle, man. Obafemi is the man. So much now, the post-show for WrestleMania 42 Night 2, he called out the new World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. Roman and Oba is a big money match, bro. Sign me up. The OTC, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table versus the ruler. What a banger that's going to be, and what a big money match that's going to be, too. I'm predicting that match takes place either at SummerSlam if Oba wins King of the Ring, which I'm predicting if he's in it, or if not SummerSlam, Obafemi wins the Royal Rumble next year, and he beats Roman for the world title in Saudi next year at WrestleMania 43. Either way, Roman and Oba, it's coming. It's coming, folks. And it's going to be great. I'm very much looking forward to that, in my opinion.
Honestly, he's white hot right now, is Oba. Like you gotta pull the trigger. He's 28 years old.
Yeah.
He's over with the crowd. Prime of his career.
He's come a long way. Like, you strike while the iron is hot. Like, he's this scorching red hot. Everybody loves him. He's very, very over.
Yeah. Like, you see that crowd when they're chanting Oba's name?
Yes. Everyone doing the strut. They showed on the camera. Oba. Woo. Oba. Woo.
Yeah, and on our Raw, they're chanting his name, and he says, "I am the ruler," and they're cheering him.
Yeah, I am
like
the
he's
ruler.
white hot right now. Like the guy is hot right now, and this is the guy who you're gonna carry this company around for the next 15 years, 10, 15 years.
This guy is a multi time WrestleMania main eventer for years and years to come. There's Braun Breaker, but I think Oba's higher than Braun at this point. He may have Braun Breaker's here. Oba may be here at this point, and I don't think you'd argue me with that.
That'll be a WrestleMania main event match. I think that's one of these days we're gonna get Braun versus Oba. That's a WrestleMania main event match
at some point. But Oba's the hot hand right now. He really is. Like, it's not even funny. And if you watch the Raw after Mania, the opening segment, Oba Femi came out, short and sweet promo. Oba Femi said, "I have arrived." Now, this was similar, except Oba was cheered. Remember the Raw after WrestleMania 33 in 2017 in Orlando? This was the WrestleMania 33 main event in Orlando. Roman Reigns retired The Undertaker. The next night on Raw, 2017, Undertaker, Roman sucks. Roman Reigns' big dog music hits, booed out of the building. Then Roman Reigns in the ring trying to cut a promo, fans chanting, "Shut the fuck up, fuck you, Roman. Roman sucks. Go away." Then Roman Reigns putting a mic to his mouth. The crowd wouldn't even let him talk, with reigns and reigns of boos. And Roman Reigns eventually said, "This is my yard now." Then reigns of boos, bro. Except similar to this, but this time Oba was cheered, not booed. I'm telling you, Roman and Oba, sign me up, because it's happening. It's inevitably happening. And I can't wait. Imagine the promos they're going to have. The OTC and the Ruler. And I think the match would not be bad either. I don't know how long it would be, but when Oba and Roman happens, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fucking great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. This is a big money match right there.
Yeah.
And honestly, for up to me, I would have Oba win the title at SummerSlam, if I'm being honest.
I'm wondering, is he going to still be this red hot going into next year's Royal Rumble? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Honestly, I'd say crown him now. Strike while the iron is hot. You don't know if he's going to be this red hot right now going into next year, if it's going to be as big and loud and strong. You might as well just strike while the iron is hot now. I guess it can't hurt. I don't see why not. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to see him. It's hard to not think that. If they have King of the Ring this June or whatnot, and if Oba Femi's in it, he's winning it. If he's in the tournament, I'm predicting him to win, no questions asked. And he beats Roman for the world title at SummerSlam. Similar to how, remember when Brock Lesnar in 2002 debuted, he was labeled the next big thing? If anything, I think Brock Lesnar passed the torch to Oba Femi here. You could kind of see comparisons where Brock Lesnar, not even 6 months in his WWE debut in 2002, he beat The Rock for the WWE Championship in 2002 at SummerSlam. You could probably give the Brock Lesnar 2002 Fast Mega Rise push to Oba. Copy and paste that, but this time with Oba Femi. And he beats Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam this August in Minneapolis. What do you think about that?
That's perfect booking right there. That's perfect booking right there. Brock Lesnar, he passed it to. He was used to be called the next big thing.
Yes.
He passed the torch to the new next big thing of this company.
But he's the ruler.
And the world champion is Samoan, part of the Anawati family.
Yes.
Honestly, it's perfect. Honestly, you can't write something better than this. And this is a night 2 SummerSlam main event. You book it, that headlines night 2.
Absolutely. Absolutely, no questions asked. And you give Oba Femi the ball and let him run with it, dude. Seriously. And this company needs to build towards their future. Oba, Trick, Javon are just 3 of many future pieces of this company to carry this company for years and years to come. They really are. I'm very happy Oba won, and they actually did it. And then Brock Lesnar held up the X sign after the match, took his boots off, took his hand pads off, and it looks like Brock's retiring, or is he retired? Do you think he's retired?
I guess we'll see, but if I'm being honest, I think he's done. I think we saw.
And he got a standing ovation, man, and you see the tears on Brock's eyes, and No one knew this, and he hugged Paul Heyman crying. I don't know if this is Brock's last hurrah, but if it is, man, what a career Brock Lesnar's had. No matter what you think of him with the Janelle Grant stuff, what a career he's had. Seriously. A legendary career. And if Obafemi's the one to retire Brock, I'm not mad at it at all. I know some people, Gunther and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Brock's hometown, but Gunther retired Lesnar. If Oba's the one retiring Brock, first of all, Gunther doesn't need it at all whatsoever. But if Obafemi's the one retiring Lesnar, does Gunther really need to get Lesnar at SummerSlam? I don't think so. And their career killer gimmick is a stupid gimmick. It's dumb. Honestly. I would say if Oba's the one retiring, the one that has retired Brock and not Gunther, I would not be mad at it whatsoever if it's not Gunther. And Gunther doesn't need to retire Brock. He doesn't need it. And it's going to be interesting next year's Mania in Saudi if Brock's going to wrestle for Saudi next year. But if Oba's the one but if Lesnar was the one but if Oba is the one that is to be to have Lesnar retired, I mean, you got no complaints from me. I mean, why would you tarnish that with Gunther and Lesnar at SummerSlam and Lesnar wrestling at Mania next year? I think if it was up to Brock, he probably thought the same thing. You know, why wrestle Gunther in my hometown when Gunther doesn't need it? Oba deserves it a lot more. Gunther's already a made man. This kid Oba, he's this red scorching hot. He deserves it. He deserves this. Who's to say Lesnar didn't have a say in this? And he saw something in Oba. Like, this guy had Oba get the better of him the entire build for their match at Mania. I mean, what does that tell you what Lesnar thinks of Oba?
He thinks highly of him.
Who's to say Lesnar didn't say anything to TKO? Listen, I know you want Gunther and Lesnar, but let's not do it whatsoever. I want Oba to retire me, not Gunther. Who's to say Lesnar didn't say that? And you're not going to tell Brock Lesnar no.
No, you will not.
Do you think Ari Emanuel's going to tell Brock no?
Of course not.
You think Mark Shapiro's going to tell Lesnar no? Absolutely not. But yeah, I don't think Gunther needs to retire Brock at all. Like, he's retired Goldberg, Cena, Styles. Why do you need to add Lesnar retired by Gunther? And the career killer gimmick, let's call a spade a spade. It's a stupid gimmick. It's really a stupid gimmick.
It is. It is.
Would you be mad if Oba's the one to tire Brock and not Gunther?
No. If anything, it gets people to take Oba seriously. Being the guy to take down the beast, and he was his retirement match.
If anything, what do you do with Gunther at SummerSlam? If Oba is the world champ by SummerSlam, Oba and Gunther at SummerSlam for the world title with Oba defending, or he could do Roman Reigns defend the world title. If we don't get Oba and Roman for the world title at SummerSlam, would we get it at Mania next year instead? What about SummerSlam this year for the world title Minneapolis? Roman versus Gunther.
That's another match you could book.
No, it was supposed to be, according to the Observer, Gunther and Roman for the world title coming right out of Mania. Now we got Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns for the world title going into Backlash. I'm actually glad we're not getting Roman and Gunther at Backlash. Roman and Gunther's a Mania SummerSlam worthy match. I would do Roman and Gunther at SummerSlam for the world title, then Oba and Roman for the world title at next year's WrestleMania. I think that's probably the way to go about it, in my opinion. Because if you do Oba and Roman at SummerSlam for the world title, what do you do with Gunther? I mean, don't do Gunther and Brock. Don't. And I mean, at first I want to see that, but I think that ship sailed, and I have no interest in that. None. Maybe Braun Breaker and Gunther. I don't know. But honestly, I think lately they've dropped the ball on Gunther, I'll be honest. This whole career killer gimmick is dumb. It's stupid.
It limits him. it limits in what he can do, especially as like
Yep.
a character.
Yep.
Like he was supposed to face Rey Mysterio this year.
Rey Mysterio probably said no, don't do it, and far from retirement. And when I do retire, I don't want Gunther to retire me. I want my son Dominic to retire me and pass the mask to him. Who's to say? And yeah, that was a little antivirus like reinstall new popped on my screen. Yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah, it says update my computer, yeah, of course. But anyways, yeah. Oba going over was the right move. There's no doubt about it. I'm surprised they actually had Oba when I'm actually happy they did. They did the right thing.
They stuck the landing.
Absolutely. They delivered on it. And
He
Brock
was strong in the build, and he actually won on the show.
And if this is Brock's last match, I mean, thank you to Brock Lesnar. He's done everything, and he deserves to be retired if he wants to retire here. He deserves it.
Maybe in 2027. Maybe he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Maybe we'll see. But Oba goes over Brock. Now this match, 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Holy shit! This ladder match may be the best ladder match I've seen in a long, long time. Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Penta, Rusev, JD McDonough, JD McDonough, and Rey Mysterio, man. Some crazy ass spots. And after this match, all 6 guys, whatever they're being paid now, they deserve a raise for the bumps and spots they did. This match was so good. So good. We had Rey Mysterio seated senton to Rusev on the outside through a stacked ladder. The ladder broke in fucking half. We had JD McDonough take crazy bumps. I think like a Penta, like Mexican Destroyer off like nearly top ladder, but like a sandwich ladder, like horizontally. And JD McDonough went headfirst through one of the rungs of the ladder, which fucking looked brutal, man. We had like a Spanish fly near the top ladder from McDonough. I think the Dragon Lee. This was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
Javon Evans, OG Cutter, halfway across the ring to Rusev when Rusev's climbing the ladder. OG Cutter from Javon Evans, man. Holy fuck. This was fucking crazy. This was absolutely insane. I love this match. What did you think?
That was an incredible match. Like that was incredible. There was a bunch of creative spots.
There was a 619 with the ladder, which I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
For Rey Mysterio, that never seen it before, so it was very creative. Usually, these matches you've seen all of them, but this was very creative. The spots they did. Honestly, the best ladder match in years, and this is going up there as match of the year candidate when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like all of them, they definitely like it. It was for the Intercontinental Championship. That was their one goal, and they broke their backs out there to put on a great WrestleMania match and have a moment. Like everybody got their own WrestleMania moment in some way.
Absolutely, all 6 guys. I would be shocked if they don't get a raise, and they deserve a raise with the stuff.
Whatever money they got for working this card, I hope they doubled it for working it. I hope they got double the WrestleMania payday just for working the ladder match.
They deserve a raise. They deserve a raise, and they pretty much earned a raise.
Yeah. Honestly, up until then, I would say this was maybe the second best match on this show. The second best match of Mania, right there behind Rollins and Gunther.
You could say Roman and Punk, which is a classic.
Yeah, I say up until before the main event, this was like the second. I would say Roman and Punk was the best match of this show, and the best match of the entire Mania weekend. But I would say this ladder match was a top 3 match for the weekend, and one of the best matches of the year.
But Penta retains the IC title as he should. He just won, and there was 0 reason to take the championship off him. They made you believe that he could lose the championship, like McDonough almost won it. Javon Evans, crazy like Spider-Man in the ring. He was so close to winning too. Rusev even looked strong. All the Dragon Lee, all these guys look very good. Almost, they made you believe the 5 challengers had a shot of winning and almost won, but Penta won, which honestly the right move. But this could have gone either way. This was great. And zero reason to take the title off Penta. And ever since Penta won the IC title, hear me out. The IC title has never looked better. And it's actually been a lot better ever since Penta won the title back. Ever since Penta won the title off Dominic. Ever since Dominic lost that IC title to Penta over like almost 2 months ago, I feel like the title's been a lot better off for it. And it's actually felt like meaning something.
There's at least focus on it.
Like the Intercontinental Championship is the workhorse title. And Penta has really put that into that lately. Like a fighting champion, having the title be prestigious, having it mean something. This was no different. I know I'm not the only one who feels like that way, but I'm sure you feel the same way too. And man, does that IC title picture seen on Raw look really stacked. Especially then Ethan Page was called up to Raw after Mania. All ego Ethan Page, yes. Former NXT champion, former NXT North American champion, now on Raw, called up from NXT. He also got Joe Hendry in the mix. Sheamus when he comes back. Rusev looks strong. Javon Evans is in there. Penta. Man, oh man. Is that Raw IC title scene fucking stacked or what?
Yeah. They may have the most, this may be the best mid-card division that they got in WWE right now.
Yeah, you got Finn, you can enter Finn Balor in there too. Finn Balor there too.
Yeah, JD McDonough.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah. I love it, man. Joe Hendry's in there too. He's called up from NXT. You can include Joe Hendry in there easily. Rusev looked like a monster even off the Raw after Mania. Talk about that, but this was some great stuff, this ladder match. I've not seen a ladder match this good in a long time. And honestly, and imagine, bro, if this was a Money in the Bank match. I wish they would cancel the Money in the Bank gimmick pay-per-view and have the Money in the Bank matches returned at WrestleMania. One for the women on night 1 and one for the men on night 2. I wish they would go back to that, man. Remember WrestleMania used to have remember the Money in the Banks at Mania made Mania actually feel like a WrestleMania. I miss those, man. I really do. Like it had an attraction for WrestleMania. That's what they're missing. If Money in the Bank matches returned at WrestleMania, I swear to God, WrestleMania would be a lot better off for it. A lot better. A lot better off for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. I can't be the only one who feels that way. That misses Money in the Bank matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, imagine this was a Money in the Bank match, these 6 competitors. Man, it'll be a match, be a fucking absolute banger. I mean, this was, but imagine if it was actually for a Money in the Bank briefcase. Makes me think, we don't need Money in the Bank gimmick pay-per-views. Like, we don't need them. And the one Money in the Bank is after SummerSlam later this year in September in New Orleans. I don't know, man. But this is great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, Trick Williams. We love Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. He was out there with Little Yachty. And man, what an entrance cape for Trick Williams. His long cape, I don't know if you caught it. It was as long as the WrestleMania ramp. That white cape, long cape, man.
Literally.
He's out there with Little Yachty. But bro, I gotta be honest. If I didn't say this, I'd be lying to you. We had to have Booker T out there be a hype man for Trick Williams. Booker T.
That's all this was missing. If only Booker was there, at least on commentary.
Whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. I like it. Whoop that Trick. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. This is the one time, honestly. This is the one time Booker T should have been there. Just for this entrance. He would have been perfect for this.
Yeah. I know we got Little Yachty, but I mean, I guess beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah.
But we did have Sami Zayn come out next
The pairing
match.
though was actually good. I'll give them that.
Who?
Yachty and Trick.
Yeah, Little Yachty.
Actually, a good pairing.
But this match went 7 minutes. Trick Williams won the U.S. title off the trick shot. I think it was the second trick shot. And Trick Williams won the U.S. title. Now, there was no double turn, but Trick Williams is your new U.S. champion.
Maybe it happens on the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Maybe, who knows? But, I mean, I will say this. I mean, happy for Trick Williams, won the U.S. title. I mean, this should have went longer than 7 minutes, a lot longer than 7 minutes, I'll tell you that. But minus that, I'm happy for Trick Williams. And again, they're building towards their future with Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams. And look where they were a year ago. And look at them now.
Like, just look at this year. Look at this year's Mania card. Like, Braun Breaker, he laid out Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Oba Femi defeated Brock Lesnar. Javon Evans had that ladder match. And Trick Williams won the U.S. title.
Yeah. They're building towards their future. And they need to build towards their future. And it's great to see Oba, Javon, and Trick succeeding on the main roster after being called up from NXT. You love to see it.
Yeah. 1 year ago, they were at main eventing Stand and Deliver for the NXT Championship.
Yeah, but that's when Oba was the NXT champion.
Yeah, I think this was his first reign.
Yes. Yep, that was his first reign. And he retained last year in Vegas at Stand and Deliver last year.
Yeah. And now 1 year later, they're on the WrestleMania card, wrestling in front of 50,000 people. And they were on the same show, no less. On the same card, like back to back to back.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That's remarkable. That's amazing.
Yeah. But happy for Trick Williams, though. No double turn, though. Do we get a double turn still? Now, I'm sad we didn't get Carmelo Hayes in this. Do we get Trick and Carmelo feuding after Mania, coming out of Mania here?
I think so. Because I think they had Trick Williams, mocking Carmelo Hayes for losing the belt, not being in Mania.
And did you see that SmackDown before Mania? Trick Williams called Sami Zayn the gingerbread man, had a gingerbread man, guy in a gingerbread man costume come out, which I did not like.
Yeah. We need justice for gingerbread man. He was attacked unfairly. He was innocent.
Who, the gingerbread man from Shrek, the Gingy?
Yeah, he was innocent.
I mean, I watched that segment. That was so bad. I'm like, am I watching Shrek or am I watching Friday Night SmackDown, bro? All there was missing was Shrek.
That's SmackDown for you. But justice for gingerbread man. Shame on you, Sami Zayn.
Oh, man, you heard it here, folks. Oh, hey, you can't do that to Sami Zayn.
He took out an innocent man, an innocent bystander, because he didn't like being mocked by his WrestleMania opponent.
Oh, man. But now that Sami Zayn's not the U.S. champion, who knows? Maybe he's back in the Cody Randy dilemma with Aleister Black, and maybe we get Trick and Mello coming out of WrestleMania, SmackDown after Mania. They start their feud there. Who knows, for the U.S. title? Maybe we're supposed to get that at Mania. Who knows what we see, but that could be. Maybe get Dragunov involved. I don't know, but Trick Williams, U.S. champion. I don't mind it. I think he's going to do fine with it, and over as hell, just like Oba as well. So we'll see what happens with that. Street fight next match. Finn Balor as the Demon versus Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor's WrestleMania entrance, I have to give credit, was great. With the spikes, that was cool. With Finn Balor's entrance at WrestleMania.
That was great. Yeah.
Even Dominic's wasn't bad either. He had some like throne entrance or something, like a temple for his entrance. That was cool too. Now, Balor wins with the coup de grace through the Slim Jim table in the ring. Balor gets the 1, 2, 3. Balor wins this in 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Again, this could have went a lot longer, but I think the right man won. And Balor is back to his roots, and it looks like Triple H wants to push him, but like Balor go back to his roots and have that Balor push this year. And if that's the case, I'm ready for it. I mean, the Raw after Mania, he even went back to the black underwear trunks like he had in NXT 2016 Black and Gold, if you remember. So it looks like this is the start of the beginning of Balor's push of this year, back as regular babyface Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah, he trimmed his beard.
Yeah.
He's doing the wave again, waving his arms.
The demon face paint and the armbands, everything, the paint, everything. Even the Raw after Mania as regular non-demon Balor, like from NXT Black and Gold Finn Balor, he had the black underwear trunks. Back to that. No long tights, nothing. Love to see it, man. He even had a good match with JD McDonough on Raw, on the Raw after Mania as well. Had a good match with JD McDonough. But I think Balor going over was the right move, don't you think?
Yeah. It's the Demon's first match in 3 years. The last time his last 2 matches were losses. Embarrassingly.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So they this needed to reestablish him as a threat again.
Now, watching the Raw after Mania, it looks like Balor and Dom is still going on. Because I think Balor beat McDonough clean with the coup de grace, good match. And then after the match, Dominic attacked Balor after. Looks like they're still feuding going into Backlash. What if we get a potential match at Backlash? Balor and Vatcare, Finn Balor and Stephanie Vatcare versus Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan. But you have the Balor face, demon face paint, and the Stephanie Vatcare face paint that I think she had from NXT Halloween Havoc 2024, if you remember.
I actually seen somebody pitch that idea on Twitter.
Someone pitched that idea.
And I think that's a great idea.
I love that. I think it'd be badass.
Yeah.
This was fine for what it was, Balor Dom. We should get one more time, but we got the right winner. Speaking of the right winner, Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, Women's Championship. 10 minutes. I was expecting this to be a car wreck and not in a good way. Adam Carl, I'm going to give you the floor on this. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was good. I was surprised by it, to be fair. Honestly, I was actually surprised. It was actually a good match. But both women brought their
build was terrible, but I was expecting this match to be bad. But I'm very shocked it was not bad. I'm actually glad I was wrong.
If I were to, this was the surprise of the weekend, especially given how bad the storyline was, how atrocious this build was.
Yep.
Both women, they had a point to prove.
Absolutely.
They went into this with a chip on their shoulder, and they put on a great match.
Yep. This was probably Jade's best match in a long time.
Yeah.
I would say probably since her last AEW match with Chris Statlander, and call me crazy if you call me crazy with me thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say she's had not had good match after that, but honestly, like this Mania, but this was her best match in WWE.
Yeah,
and her best match probably since the one with Stats when in her last AEW match. Yeah, but this was
one
good.
Spot which I thought was pretty cool. Jade Cargill, and I think she's friends with Kenny Omega in AEW. There was a spot in this match. Jade Cargill, yes, did a one-winged angel. This is Kenny Omega's finisher, one-winged angel. Jade Cargill did on Rhea Ripley in this match. And I think Omega even shouted out Jade on X, I think, with that too.
Yeah. He
nice.
praised Jade, and Jade thanked him in the response.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's something I didn't expect for Jade to pull out. She pulled out something that no one would really call, and I actually like that.
I think she did a label lock in the match too.
And if you remember, when Jade Cargill was in AEW, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't she train a while in AEW under Bryan Danielson, former Daniel Bryan?
Yeah. So, shout out to Bryan and Omega there. This was
the leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, and the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Shout out to those guys. I'm sure both men were smiling watching that. I mean, after all, Brian's wife was wrestling on night one, but you know. But that was a nice spot, Jade Cargill pulling out One Winged Angel, which was pretty cool. And then B-Fab and Michin then trying to get involved. Io Sky comes out, takes them both out. Now, there was a spot. Io taking out both Michin and B-Fab with the uppercut Io does. And she goes, climbs a rope on the outside, springboard. And it looks like she was, and then Jade Cargill thought Io was going to springboard Jade. When Jade tries to pump kick, does Jade to Io. Io, she thought Io was going to fly in the ring. She flew from the outside to the outside to take out moonsault on the outside, take out both B-Fab and Michin. And that distracted Jade. And Jade missed. She got air with the pump kick. Thought she was going to get Io, but Io was smart. She's a genius of the sky for a reason, bro. Then Rhea from behind tries the Riptide. Jade fights out, pump kick. Jade tries the Jaded. Rhea slips from behind here. Riptide on Jade. 1, 2, 3. And winner and new women's champion, Rhea Ripley. Good match for Jade Cargill, which I was not expecting at all. But I think the right outcome, too.
Yeah.
And I'm not nuts in saying that. This was the right call. Now that Rhea Ripley's a new women's champion, she's officially now off Raw. She's officially moved to SmackDown. And I think that's something that SmackDown needs. Now, Rhea Ripley just there on SmackDown is not going to help the SmackDown women's division, but I think Rhea Ripley, that's a big name. It doesn't save the SmackDown women's division, but it certainly helps.
Yeah, that's what they need right now. Stars. They need
And
star
Rhea,
power on that.
And Rhea's done everything on Raw, honestly. I think this is the right move there with Rhea winning the championship.
Yeah, this needed to happen. And it's what a move needed to happen for Jade Cargill's title reign. I mean, she put on a good match here. But her overall reign was not good.
It was awful.
Not.
One of the worst women's champions of the modern era.
Yeah, this belt, they needed to take it off of her for a while now.
And if Jade had went over, who else was there? Nobody.
Like Io? Like they already booked that match on Raw. And
On
Io
SmackDown.
lost. Yeah, and
On
Io
SmackDown.
lost.
Yeah.
It's like
Jordan Gray's been there, done that. Tiffany Stratton, we've seen it how many times?
Yeah.
They had to give it to Ripley, which I'm glad they did. Now, if you saw night one, Bianca Belair came out, interrupted John Cena, do a nice pop, but Bianca Belair revealed she's pregnant. I think if Bianca wasn't pregnant, she'd be involved in helping Rhea win the championship potentially here as well. But Bianca Belair's pregnant, and I gotta say, congratulations to Bianca Belair and Montez Ford, by the way, with them. They're gonna be parents, so congratulations to them. Very happy for them.
And she's been pregnant since October.
Yep, 6 months pregnant.
You see that Montez Ford Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, he said
and maybe this is why the Profits have been off SmackDown or off WWE TV for God knows how long. Now they're not on SmackDown; they're on Raw. As they returned on the Raw after Mania, they're not on SmackDown anymore. They switched to Raw, which I think is a great move for Raw.
And why Montez Ford, he had that big belly when the Street Profits had that dark match on SmackDown.
Yes.
You see Montez Ford, basically he had that gut. And people wondered what was going on with him.
Probably had too much Shake Shack or McDonald's or something.
Yeah, wondering, eating McDonald's. Yeah, well, don't tell JD that. And JD McDonald's.
Yeah.
JD McCrispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell him. Yeah, but people wonder, like, what was he not eating well? Was he injured? People were wondering.
Yeah,
now we know why.
He disappeared off the face of the earth.
Literally.
Coming out of SummerSlam that year, they just disappeared like that. But now we know why, and also a factor of Bianca Belair being pregnant for 6 months. Yes, Bianca may have had the bad finger injury worse than expected, but I think that was just had something. The pregnancy, I think, had a big part. Now you see why the Profits were off TV for months. Now they're back.
So,
but If Bianca wasn't pregnant, she'd be involved in Ripley potentially winning the championship here. But Rhea wins. She's going to SmackDown, which is, I think, is a great move. They need that SmackDown women's division needs all the help they can get. Now, not just Rhea's going to help save them, but she'll help. Won't save it, but will help. I think we see Fatal Influence tomorrow on SmackDown. We saw Sol Ruka on Raw. I thought she would have been better for SmackDown, but Raw is not bad. It makes me wonder, and Raw got some new names like Jacob Fatu, the Street Profits, Ethan Page, Sol Ruka, Page, Joe Hendry, Page and Ethan Page, Joe Hendry, Sol Ruka, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, and Jacob Fatu. Looks like he switched from SmackDown to Raw after he confronted Roman at the end of Raw Monday night, the Raw after Mania. It makes me wonder, because SmackDown, you can't just shaft and gut SmackDown like this. It makes me wonder how they're going to do with SmackDown, because they got Rhea Ripley, the new women's champion. I'm hoping we see Fatal Influence, maybe Ricky Saints. And after what we saw with Cody and Punk on Monday, what do you think? Does CM Punk switch to SmackDown?
Yes. Yes. Why not?
If CM Punk is on SmackDown, he would make that show a lot better. He'd bring that show from a here to a here. Like, he would make SmackDown a lot fucking better.
When was the last time he was a SmackDown guy?
I think, let me think. I think
2010?
2010. Yes, that was when he was with the Straight Edge Society. Remember them? Straight Edge Society feud with the Big Show, Luke Gallows, CM Punk, Joey Mercury, and Serena Deeb. Remember them?
Yeah. Pledge your allegiance to the Straight Edge Society. I pledge my allegiance.
I can save you. I do not drink. I do not smoke. I do not do drugs.
Exactly what I do in real life. I don't do drugs or alcohol.
No, I can save you. Pledge allegiance under Punk.
Yeah. I pledge my allegiance to the Straight Edge Society. Always will.
It was when CM Punk had the greasy hair, greasy bushy beard. CM Punk was a big heel at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the world heavyweight champion.
He was a straight edge world champion. He feuded with the Undertaker in 2009.
A good influence on people.
No, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's a copy of Stone Cold as CM Punk. No, Punk's a good role model.
He is. He saves lives. He makes them better.
Yeah. But CM Punk on SmackDown, if he switches to SmackDown, we may see him tomorrow on SmackDown. I'm telling you now, if CM Punk's on SmackDown, he'd make that show a lot better. Like, that show needs all the help they can get, bro. All the help they can get. I feel CM Punk, I don't know what you feel. CM Punk on SmackDown, a game changer?
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a big star.
And now that Roman Reigns is the world champ on Raw, and by the way, Roman Reigns' contract expired after Mania this year. He signed a new deal, apparently. Apparently, he's full-time again. And now that Roman Reigns is the world champion on Raw and full-time again, there's no reason for Punk to be full-time on Raw anymore. He's done everything as he could as world champion on Raw. He's fought everyone and done everything on Raw. There's nothing left for CM Punk to do on Raw. Whereas if you move him to SmackDown, it's a nice new change of scenery. It gives SmackDown the help it absolutely desperately fucking needs. And it's a nice change of scenery and gives SmackDown all the help they can get. And it's a lot more fresh for CM Punk on SmackDown. It feels like a breath of fresh air for SmackDown and for CM Punk himself. Like, look at the matches Punk on SmackDown. CM Punk and Aleister Black. That's a dream fresh match. Aleister Black, Randy Orton relive their rivalry from 2011. CM Punk and Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov, Sami Zayn, before we get Punk and Cody. There's a lot to do with Punk on SmackDown, man. There's a lot.
CM Punk and Royce Keys.
Yes. That too. Ricky Saints, if he's called up, will we see him tomorrow?
Relive their days. Relive their days in AEW.
Yes, CM Punk.
When Punk faced the Hobbs at the Grand Slam.
Yep, Punk and Royce Keys, Punk and Ricky Saints potentially, if we see him tomorrow on SmackDown, called it from NXT. CM Punk versus, who else you got on SmackDown? There's others you got like Tama Tonga, Shinsuke Nakamura. There's a lot, Carmelo Hayes. There's more for Punk on SmackDown at this time that there is on Raw. I think CM Punk moving to SmackDown honestly is the right move to make, and I hope they make it.
Here's something that they do. Here's something they do. Randy Orton and Aleister Black versus Cody Rhodes and CM Punk.
I would love that. And
Yeah.
especially if you get Cody and Randy, like with Cody and Randy, their feud starting over from scratch. You get Cody and Randy feuding coming out of Mania, but going into at least Backlash, Cody and Randy. CM Punk and Aleister Black, I do not mind at all. I would love to see that. We've never seen that. I think that would be great. And I think Aleister would, and I think Punk would make Aleister a lot better off for it coming out of that potential feud as well. I do. Like Punk and Aleister would be awesome. I hope they do that. And I hope we see Punk tomorrow on SmackDown. I think it's the 100% move to make, no questions asked.
Didn't Punk and Black work in AEW?
I don't know. They may have done so, but not in WWE.
I don't know. I don't think it was a singles match though. Was it something with Punk and the House of Black? Maybe a trios match or something.
That was when Collision just started 3 years ago before CM Punk had the thing with Jack Perry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I think it was Punk and FTR and the House of Black, Malachi Black at the time.
And Buddy Matthews and Brody King. Yes. Yep, you're right. The
so
summer of 2023.
They did work. They did work a match, but it wasn't a one-on-one match. So you could do that definitely in a WWE ring. Punk versus Aleister Black. It would make Aleister Black look like a main eventer.
Absolutely.
If he was supposed to be involved in this WrestleMania main event angle, this is a way that put him on a map. That puts him on the map. And you have him there facing the top guys and make him a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's exactly what they need right now. They need multiple people that are stars. Especially at a time where SmackDown needs it.
Yeah, it's not just Rhea Ripley. I hope we see JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed, all of Fatal Influence on SmackDown. We could see that. And man, that would be a nice boost for the SmackDown Women's Division. And talk about a damn good heel for Rhea to work with on the SmackDown Women's Division. A damn good heel in JC Jane. You know, maybe we see Blake Monroe. You know, she lost on Tuesday to Tatum Paxley in that casket match for the North American Women's Championship. Blake Monroe could be. We could see a Ricky Saints, CM Punk. They got to do something. Maybe we see some people from Raw move to SmackDown, maybe like Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, or I don't know. Rey Fenix on SmackDown, but maybe Rey Mysterio move there, Dragon Lee. Maybe this is like a quiet, like shake-up / draft / transfer window, which is honestly both brands' needs, especially SmackDown.
Especially coming out of WrestleMania. Basically, you're beginning a brand new season.
Yeah.
You got to switch things up.
If they're not going to do another draft, at least like a transfer window, which I hope this is what they're doing, but maybe a quiet transfer window, or I don't know, but both rosters need bad reshuffling, especially SmackDown. So we'll see what happens with tomorrow's SmackDown. But we got the main event.
Well, before that.
Yes. Yep, you're right. John Cena and Danhausen and his midgets. Let's just say The Miz, your favorite, and Kit Wilson, your other favorite. Let's just say they didn't have a good night at WrestleMania 42 Night 2.
This was fun. This was entertaining. This was amazing.
To agree. I mean, this was harmless, honestly, but I did enjoy this. This was funny.
Yeah, and they needed a breather, especially after all these big matches, all these title matches, the ladder match, over Brock, Jade Rhea. They needed the crowd to relax a bit because you need energy for the main event.
So John Cena's in the ring with Danhausen, the Danhausen midgets, and the Miz and Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson yells to these Danhausen midgets, "You are all toxic." Kit Wilson, he does the thing, the gyrate, the whatnot.
The dance, gyrating.
Danhausen's like, "You know what, guys? Get him." And then one of the Danhausen midgets, he punches Kit Wilson in the jewels, right in the balls.
In his toxicity.
Yeah, and Kit Wilson got punched right in the fucking balls, dude. And then Miz was all pissed off. He gets in Danhausen's face, and then it's like, oh, Danhausen, what are you going to do? Then I think Danhausen or one of the midgets then punched the Miz in the balls.
His tiny balls. This is what the Miz gets for what he did to his wife on SmackDown.
They aired it during SmackDown, the SmackDown before Mania. I think Miz and Maurice with the wedding or whatnot. Then Danhausen, Miz like, what the hell, you? Then it was Danhausen.
Yeah, this is what the Miz gets. He refuses. He refuses to acknowledge that the curse is real.
Danhausen pretty much told Miz and Kit Wilson, you are cursed.
Yeah.
Then after Miz got punched in the balls from Danhausen, I think it was Danhausen, right? Or one of the midgets. I think it was Danhausen.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Then I think
Danhausen, he hit the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, you can't see me, 5-knuckle shufflehausen.
Yeah, John Cena was basically standing there. He's looking hysterical. He looked like he had the time of his life.
Yeah, laughing his tail off. And then the Danhausen midgets, yeah, they carried Miz out of the ring right up the ramp. The Miz, carried out by these Danhausen midgets. Oh, but the Miz is awesome. He's a locker room leader.
A locker room leader, and here he is getting his ass handed to him by midgets. People that are the size of his left knee.
Yeah. Oh my
Here's
God.
Well, he wanted to be at WrestleMania though. He wanted to be at WrestleMania. Here's your WrestleMania moment there, Mike Mizanin.
Yeah. But Danhausen, man, he got a WrestleMania moment. Good for him, though.
Yeah,
but
well,
this was funny.
Everybody played their roles well, to be fair. Like Kit Wilson, Miz, they were the obnoxious heels. They wanted to get their Mania moment.
And Kit Wilson, you are all toxic.
Yeah.
But we then get the main event.
But yeah, this was a great moment for Danhausen. Like, yeah, what a ride so far. What a ride he's been on. He was booed on his first night. Just think about this. He was booed on his first night in the WWE in an Elimination Chamber when they did this whole ridiculous, unbelievable.
Who's in the crate?
Yeah, unbelievably goofy, crate storyline. I still want to know how Danhausen was in the crate for 2. How survived? I still want to know how.
Up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 3 weeks, whatever. Like, I still want to know how he was in it for so long, and yet he was somehow was not harmed. It was at full health somehow. I'd love to know.
Yeah. But after that, he's been booked very well. He's actually funny.
Yeah.
He's like a Santino and Archer. Like the guy looks like he's genuinely funny. He's been booked not bad at all since coming in. He's been booked well.
Yeah.
To his strengths.
Yeah, so this guy went from being booed in Chicago.
You know demand Hausens. I want my face on all the production trucks. Face on all the trucks.
I want to be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yep, Hall of Fame induction at Triple H point that he always does. And every Danhausen face, every production truck you see, I want it all in them, Mr. Pierce.
So yeah, this guy, he went from being booed in Chicago on his first night in WWE, and here he is 2 months later sharing the ring with John Cena for 50,000 people at WrestleMania.
That was
not
cool.
bad. Not bad. I'm happy for the guy.
Yeah. One of my friends that watches AEW a lot said the same thing. It's like, I think Danhausen's a very nice guy for WWE. He's very entertaining. He's very funny. And I've seen some people, oh, this is terrible. Like this is like a waste of signing for WWE. He's been actually booked well.
Danhausen's appeal is not in his wrestling, okay?
Yes,
he's
that
not
is
the worst.
Very factual information.
Yeah, he's not the worst wrestler. I mean, he barely wrestled in AEW. I mean, this is more or less the same thing he was doing in AEW.
I think even when he was in Ring of Honor, I think before Tony Khan purchased Ring of Honor 4 years ago, he was in Ring of Honor before that.
Yeah, like in Ring of Honor, AEW, like this is pretty much what he was doing there. You know, he's being the comic relief guy. He curses people, put the curse on them. I think he did one of this. I think there was a segment with him and Regal, and on Dynamite that he cursed William Regal.
Yes, yep, I remember. Yep, that was 2022.
Yeah, he made his AEW debut. You know, he cursed Adam Cole.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he teamed up with Hook, Orange Cassidy, like all that. He puts curses
Yep,
on people.
he did.
That's pretty much who he is. He puts curses on people. He makes people laugh. He's the comic relief guy. He rarely wrestled. He rarely wrestled even then. But if he did, he was usually putting people over.
Yeah.
But that's who he is. He's not the worst wrestler. He's not Giant Gonzalez level bad. He's not Great Khali bad in the ring.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not the best either. But that's not his appeal. His appeal is not being the best wrestler. He's a character. Like, you know, he's an old character. He's there to make people laugh. He's very entertaining. Honestly, I think I even said when he made his WWE debut too. I don't think he'll wrestle that much. He's had one match on SmackDown, and that was against Kit Wilson. I think we see him in the ring again, but I don't think he's gonna wrestle all that much. Because what's getting him over is his character. And you know who he is. You know, he curses people. You know, being entertaining. You know, that's what brought him to the dance. And that's what's getting him over. And he's very great at it.
I agree.
So yeah, hey, not WrestleMania moment. I mean, happy for the guy. And getting the ring and getting in the ring there with Cena. I mean, who would say no to that?
Yeah.
And Kit Wilson too as well.
You're in there with one of the greatest of all time. You can't get better than that. But John Cena.
Yeah, and Kit Wilson too. Fairly, to be honest, as well. Like he got his WrestleMania moment too. Kit Wilson and Danhausen being there with Cena. I mean, happy for both guys. I mean, everybody played their roles well. Wilson, Miz, Danhausen, Cena, the midgets. Yeah, that was an entertaining segment.
Yeah. There was rumors that was going to be Danhausen in a match with Mania, I think, with Jelly Roll against The Miz and Kit Wilson. Thank God that didn't happen.
I think what we got here was a lot better.
Who's to say? Probably TKL wanted it, and someone in creative, who's to say they didn't argue them and say, look, listen, this is not a good idea. This doesn't make sense. Let's think this through.
Yeah.
So, but this was entertaining stuff. Like, you talk about sports entertainment, this was actually not bad at all. And this was harmless. Like, if this was on a bad night of a wrestling show, like SmackDown a few weeks ago, where Pat was revealed as Orton's mystery caller. Like, remember that SmackDown episode that was so bad that the only highlight was Danhausen being entertaining with the Damian Priest and R-Truth match against The Miz and Kit Wilson? When you have that as the only good thing on that SmackDown episode, that's a problem. But with this was completely harmless.
Yeah.
Something like that. But the main event of WrestleMania 42, Night 2, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, World Heavyweight Championship. I liked Roman Reigns' entrance with the piano. And Roman Reigns came out to not his OTC theme. Like, he came out to his theme song from 2021, 2022. When the dun, 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 dun. His theme song from 2023. Dun, 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 you know. When he was the heel in 2022. He came out to that song. Which, in my opinion, I think is the better Roman Reigns song than this OTC 2025 song. That's just my taste in music, in my opinion. I don't know what you feel, but that was done by design. Coming out to his heel 2021 theme was done for a reason.
Yeah, that's his best theme. Honestly, out of the two themes, out of his tribal,
when he was the head of the table, the tribal chief, when he was with, I think when Sami Zayn was in the bloodline, that was Roman's best theme song.
Yeah, that is no questions.
I mean, his OTC song from SummerSlam 2024 isn't bad, but his original one's a lot better from 2021. It's a lot better. Just my taste in music. But then CM Punk's entrance was actually just as good. He didn't come out to This Fire Burns, which I was actually hoping they would do. I was hoping they'd come out to This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage, but they didn't do that. He came out to something else.
I think it was his Ring of Honor theme.
Yes. Yep, he came out to his Ring of Honor theme.
Yeah.
He did it in AEW as well. So Punk's run back in WWE, he's brought back This Fire Burns last year, which I thought was a great intro for his entrance at last year's Mania. That was fucking great. And then this time he comes out to his ROH team. But this was a classic.
Yeah.
One of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. And Roman and Punk went 34 minutes. They put on a clinic. A clinic.
I would say,
all
shout out
bloodied.
CM Punk.
Yes.
Guy was away for 7 years.
Yes,
When
absolutely.
he should have main evented WrestleMania 10 years ago. And of course, Vince McMahon, like the idiot he is.
The
did
senile
not
old
give him the
fuck
main
he
event.
is.
Yeah. He didn't give him the main event. He physically overworked him. He abused him. Made him never want to wrestle again. Fired him on his wedding day. CM
Wait,
Punk had to go.
did Vince McMahon try to mute you?
Of course. As usual. He doesn't like being wrong, pal. I'm not Vince McMahon.
I'm a genius. I'm Vince McMahon, pal. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. I'm a genius. I'm always right, pal.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah, CM Punk had to return to AEW, and by all accounts, he regained his passion for the business.
Yeah.
Say what we will about what happened behind the scenes, but he regained his passion for the business. He drew well for the company. He became world champion.
He made the world title the title on Raw, and then on the Raw flagship show in the entire company, he made the title the championship.
Yeah. Yeah, he returned to WWE after the AEW run. An incredible. We got that massive pop in Chicago.
And people thought that because of his problems he had in AEW, everyone thought he'd do those same problems in WWE again, but that was the farthest thing from the truth.
Yeah, he returned. Yeah, he returned with the massive pop in Chicago, and yes, he got injured, which was bad luck at the Rumble.
Yeah.
But we had that great feud with McIntyre. He finally main evented WrestleMania on night one, yes, but he main evented still. He won. He had classics with Gunther. He had that great match at the Chamber, the triple threat match from last year's Mania, being a part of the Elimination Chamber 25.
Shared. He was John Cena's one of Cena's final opponents with Cena's retirement tour last year at the Chamber last year in Toronto.
Final two in the 2024 Rumble.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Final four in the 2025 Rumble.
Yes. Yep.
He main evented SummerSlam, and he won the World Championship before getting cashed in on. Then he won the belt back at Saturday Night's main event.
His wife AJ Lee came back when he brought his wife AJ Lee back to the company.
Yeah, his wife returned after 10 years. Another one who Vince McMahon pretty much forced into retirement.
Yeah, she never retired. I mean, she was never she never lost anything. She wasn't close to retiring. She didn't retire because of a physical thing. No, she left because she knew Vince would let her go if she stayed.
This is what happens when you work with Vince McMahon. He destroys your passion for the business.
And Vince was petty towards Punk, and AJ Lee didn't want to get buried hardcore by Vince because Vince had a vendetta against Punk with Vince's fucking pettiness, and she knew, and she got the fuck out.
Because CM Punk called out Vince's bullshit.
And AJ Lee got out while she had the chance, and she didn't want to leave. But had she stayed, she knew Vince would bury her out of pettiness because he doesn't like Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, here they are. Punk, he returned to the business. He's a multi-time champion in two separate companies. He's main evented several pay-per-views. He finally got to main event WrestleMania, which was pretty much all he ever wanted in his career. This was his lifelong dream. And he got it twice. He had an amazing world title reign. Great matches with AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker. He made the World Championship the championship in WWE. And this was an amazing match. This is not just one of the best matches of Punk's career, one of the best matches of Roman's career. This is one of the best matches in WWE history. Not just WrestleMania history. This is one of the best matches in WWE history.
The year-end award show for 2026 end of this year, bro. This match is absolutely zero questions asked going up there as a match of the year candidate.
Yeah. Yeah, Punk had an amazing performance. This guy's 47 years old. This guy took 7 years off of professional wrestling. He finally regains his love for the business, and he's been on this amazing run from AEW now to WWE. He's had an amazing comeback run. I could be more prouder of the guy, and he got to main event WrestleMania as well, which is I would love. I know we may probably mention Vince too much here. I would love to know what Vince is thinking watching this, seeing the guy that he hates in CM Punk main eventing as world champion, and Vince is not there. I would love.
Well, I don't know if he was punching air that his guy Roman Reigns won, but he was probably punching air at the same time with Punk there.
Yeah, punching air, seeing the guy he hates main event as champion. If only CM Punk got the chance to punch Vince for real. I'm sure he would have loved to do that. Yeah, but he probably wasn't.
Well, Vince McMahon has some kind of lawsuit still, Janelle Grant, that could go to trial this June.
Okay, just wait.
Apparently, I think it's some kind of the Janelle Grant case still going on. I think a merger lawsuit as well that's against Vince McMahon and TKO that may go to trial this June, which I'm hoping it goes to trial.
Yeah, but this was an incredible match. Honestly, this is what Cody and Randy should have been on night one. What they did here, there was no shenanigans, there was no interference, there was no
celebrities, and I thought the Usos would come out, screw Roman, or The Rock. There were people throwing rumors The Rock was in Vegas, landed from a plane in Vegas, and though The Rock's going to show up and set up Rock and Roman for Mania 43 in Saudi. No Rock, no Usos. And looking at this back, I don't think we needed it. We got a clean, decisive finish. That's what the end of a WrestleMania main event should be.
Yeah, you got two larger-than-life characters, two larger-than-life personalities, putting on a fantastic match, putting on a clean match, and the one thing they want above anything else is to be the best. Who's the better man? And to be the world, and above all else, not just to be the better man, who's the better wrestler, but be the world champion.
Honestly, I can't recall the last time WrestleMania, the end of an actual WrestleMania main event, ended in a clean finish with no interference. Just two guys proving like who wants it more, who is the best.
I think the last one was, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos.
Yes. WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, night one. I still
there was no interference, there was no ref bumps. It was all that just two teams. You're going out there to see who's the best.
Yes.
Who wants to be the champion. Yeah, but this was
matches even like John Cena and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23, that had a clean, decisive finish of proving who is the best, who wants it more, like who wants to be champion.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Rock and Cena.
Yes. 26, Taker and Michaels, 28, Rock and Cena. Even Triple H and John Cena from WrestleMania 22 when Triple H tapped out to the STF. That was even another one. Batista Triple H from 21 WrestleMania.
This is what WrestleMania main event should be. You got two larger-than-life characters just fighting it out to see who's the better man. And to see and the winner goes out as the world champion. This is what it's supposed to be. Not celebrities, not try, unless maybe Tyson and Mr. T. Their involvements were great.
But no fucking Travis Scott, no Pat McAfee, no Jelly Roll, no this celebrity, that celebrity has no fucking business being in WrestleMania, who should be nowhere near it, where WrestleMania does not concern these celebrities whatsoever. No, a clean, decisive finish. That's what it's about for WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is what the main event of WrestleMania is supposed to be. And I'm glad they let Punk and Roman do their thing. They got time. The entrances were great. The introduction was great. The match was great. The story they told, impeccable.
Really nice spots. Punk was all busted open. There was an elbow drop from Punk to Roman through the announce table. The announce table broke. There was Roman Reigns about to the GTS. Punk with a spear, stealing each other's moves.
Yeah, like just tremendous.
There was like
literally,
a GTS. There was nothing bad about it. There was a GTS and Roman, then Punk to his knees, then picking up a deadweight Roman, then Punk collapsed. Punk and Roman exchanging rights.
And
then Punk tried to right, but honestly, Punk, and nobody was but there's a winner, there's a loser. Both Roman and Punk both won, even though Roman won the belt. Both men won here. Punk fought to keep his championship until his last breath. Pretty much this match. Try to exchange right to Roman, but nothing left. Roman with a spear, 1, 2, 3. New world champion. And CM Punk lost nothing here. Roman won. He looked good. And you know who else looked good? CM Punk. Oh, but there's a winner, there's a loser. No, both men look good. Both men came out a winner in this. Not just Roman.
This was a we talked about for many years to come. Both guys look tremendous.
That's something you're going to tell your kids. Their phone just dropped. Sorry about that, guys. Phone just dropped. So, anyways, but yeah, This is something you're going to tell your kids about, and your grandkids, and their kids about.
Yeah, this was tremendous. One of the best matches in WrestleMania history. One of the best matches in WWE history. An incredible performance from both these men. They should be proud of this match. This is a match that they both should be proud of.
CM Punk brought the world championship, the world heavyweight title, where, I mean, yes, it's a second place world title, but with CM Punk, made it not that, made it a lot higher than that. And you damn well believe Roman Reigns will do the same thing too.
He got this to the main event of WrestleMania.
The World Heavyweight Championship has not main evented WrestleMania, I don't think, since 2008 WrestleMania 24 in Orlando, Edge versus The Undertaker, when Undertaker had the streak.
Yeah.
The World Heavyweight Championship has not been defended in the main event of WrestleMania since 2008. Almost 20 years ago. 18 years since the last time that happened.
Yeah. I mean, what did we get after that? I mean, show.
Oh, it's just, is Vince McMahon trying to meet you again, bro?
Yeah, but then after that, what? Del Rio versus Edge, Sheamus and Bryan.
Yeah, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, 18 seconds, remember?
Yeah, we had Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio.
Oh my God, yeah. One of the worst WrestleMania matches ever.
Yeah, that's how you knew that the World Heavyweight Championship was buried.
That was bottom of the barrel. That match, at that point, the world title in 2013 was at that point, dude, bottom of the fucking barrel.
Yeah. See, this barrel. And here it is, like nearly 20 years later. Since for the first time since 08, it's back in the main event of WrestleMania. And it's because of the work that CM Punk put in to make it prestigious.
And you damn well believe Roman Reigns will do the same thing, maybe more. And now that Roman's full time again, he signed a new deal. Apparently his deal was up after Mania this year, but he signed a new deal. And I read something, it is full time. It's not part time anymore. And he is going to be there often. He even said the post show for WrestleMania Night 2 this year that expect him to see a lot in the summer. So it looks like he's sticking around. And now, at first, I was against Roman as champion, unless he was going to be there often. If he's going to be there often, I don't mind this.
We're looking in for a good title reign with Roman as full time, if that's the case. But I'm gonna get out of here right now.
Now he's not going to be champion for 4 years or 1,300 days.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here right now, though. I'm doing some work. I'll be watching the rest of the show. But
before you go, though. Before we go,
SummerSlam. Night 2 SummerSlam. Roman and Oba. Book it.
Absolutely. Or maybe at least the latest Roman holds a title till Mania where he drops to Oba, but we'll see. But real quick before you go, and probably before we go, real quick, I want to talk about this TMZ stuff with CM Punk. And these fans.
We could talk about it because I gotta go right now. You could talk about TMZ and Raw. About the wrestlers at the hotels and airports and all of that. I gotta get out of here right now. You could do Raw as well.
All right.
I'll be watching.
No problem.
See you guys later. Love you all.
Yeah. See you later, bro. So no worries on that, man. With he has to go do something that's not an issue, but looks like the rest of this right here, rest of the show, talk about the TMZ CM Punk situation. Raw after Mania a little bit. Pretty much talking about almost Raw after Mania here. Mixture in the show. But Roman and Punk was the classic. And like I said, nothing else to say about Roman Punk. It was the classic match of the year candidate. It's going up there, match of the year. Potentially a potential winning candidate for end of year awards show when it comes at the end of the year. No questions asked. But Roman and Punk, Roman wins the championship. Roman's a new World Heavyweight Champion. Looks like he's there full time. So At first, I was like, Roman as the world champion, I don't like it unless he's going to be there often. Like, he doesn't need to be there every week, but if he's there 3-4 times a week, or even twice, like 2 out of 4 weeks, then fine. But Roman's your new world champion. And then the Raw after Mania, thought, honestly, to me, one of the best shows. Like, I will say Raw after Mania. Want to get my opinion? I thought it was a thumbs up show. There was a lot of talking points, very newsworthy show. Got some call-ups. Ethan Page and Sol Ruca called up. We got the IC title mix with Rusev and Javon Evans and Penta and Ethan Page in the mix. That was really nice. Jacob Fatu challenges Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash. The Street Profits are back. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, this story. Street Profits back and about to feud with the Vision for the World Tag Team titles, which I think is a good move. We got LA Knight potentially feuding with Gunther going into Backlash. Io Sky and Asuka, which I think is good. Minus the Io Sky stupid dive, which I don't know. Again, I wish Adam Carl was here to talk about that because I'm sure he had a lot to say with that too. But anyways, Io Sky and Asuka potentially a Backlash match. Obafemi cut a short but sweet promo. Overall, Raw after Mania I thought was a very good show. Oh, and then the CM Punk and Cody Rhodes promo, I can't forget that too. We could see Punk tomorrow on SmackDown, move to SmackDown potentially, so we'll see what happens with that. But overall, Raw after Mania, I thought delivered. Now, last year's wasn't bad, but I think this year's Raw after Mania was a lot better than last year's, in my humble opinion. So let me know what you guys think on that. But I thought Raw after Mania this year delivered. There was a lot of talking points. There was a lot to like. So, and it forwarded some stories going into Backlash. So I do appreciate that very much with that. And Ricky in the chat, that was the worst Raw ever. Raw after Mania ever. Cool for NXT Club, so it wasn't exactly unmissable. I may have to disagree with that. Agree to disagree, and you have a right to your opinion. So agree to disagree, but I respect your opinion though. I was expecting the Rock to come out. I don't know. You could have gotten him at Mania. I don't know if Rock can commit though. That's the thing. If he's not going to commit, then have him be off TV unless he's going to commit. He has his movies, and I think he has some movies throughout the year as well, if not mistaken. I think he has like 1 or 2 movie projects, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I'd seen something on that, but anyways, but yeah, just in my opinion, I think Raw after Mania this year delivered. Now, this was mainly a WWE talked video. We'll resume the WWE and AEW talk next week's episode 23, next Thursday. But today's video just mainly WWE talk because it was WrestleMania this past weekend and all. So that's that with there. And then the finale talk with this episode here, the TMZ stuff. Now, if you watch a little TMZ thing Monday afternoon, CM Punk, now there was at the Las Vegas hotel, there was a fan video recording CM Punk's wife, AJ Lee, and their best friend, Bayley. They were hugging each other at the Las Vegas hotel. This guy is video recording AJ Lee and CM Punk, and Bayley says, go away, get out of here. And no, stop doing that. And Bayley told this guy to stop, and he wouldn't stop. He continued to video record them. And then CM Punk took matters into his own hands and slapped the phone out of this guy's hand and told him stop. And then I think security was around as well. Sorry, a little nervous, but never mind that with the jaw thing. But CM Punk slapped this phone out of this guy's hand this guy was stalking CM Punk and AJ Lee and Bayley at this hotel. And I don't blame CM Punk for what he did. I would have done the same thing. And Punk was not wrong in this, by the way. He wasn't. Like, some fans are very entitled and will stalk and follow wrestlers at an airport or at a hotel or to their card on the street just to get an autograph, just so they can go online and sell it for an easy, quick buck. And that's part of the CM Punk 2011 pipe bomb. And man, those words are still true to this day. Like, some of these people are stalkers. They're not real fans. They just want to make a easy buck off the wrestler's expense. Like, they're not fans. Like, if they were fans, they wouldn't do that. And this has been going on a lot lately. Like there's a thing called privacy with these wrestlers. Leave these wrestlers the hell alone. They deserve privacy, and there's boundaries. Like, these wrestlers are human beings like all of us. Like, leave them alone. They're trying to do their job. They're trying to catch their flight. They're trying to catch the next city they're trying to travel to. It's like that work. Like, leave them alone. Like, there's a reason why there's meet and greets in WWE World and Fanatics Fest. That's the time for an autograph signing. If you want to go to a meet and greet or what have you, or Fanatics Fest or WWE World, the wrestlers will sign all the autographs you want there. But the airport and hotel is not a meet and greet. And I'm telling you this right now. If you're one of those people that follows wrestlers at an airport or a hotel for autograph, you're a fucking loser. Like, that is just weirdo, creepy behavior. And at that point, I don't blame the wrestlers for telling these people no for autograph at signing at an airport. Like, a picture, okay, but if they tell you no for a photo at an airport hotel, then you need to respect their no answer from the wrestler and move on. This happened recently on Raw and MSG a few weeks ago. I think it was around New York City for Raw and MSG a few weeks ago. Stephanie Vaquer was asked by this guy to take a photo. She said no. And then this guy continued to ask her and stalked her and followed her and harassed her. And then was talking shit about her. And Stephanie had to tell this guy no several times. And then he goes on social media, talks shit about Stephanie Vaquer on X. And then Stephanie Vaquer rightfully puts this clown right in his place and makes him look like a total buffoon. And rightfully so. And puts him in his damn place. Like, what is it with people these days that are following wrestlers at airports just to get an autograph, just so they can go on eBay and sell it because they don't want to actually work? They just want a freebie. They just want a handout. Like, they don't want to go and work because they're fucking lazy. And they're not real fans. Like, real fans don't do shit like this. And this has been getting out of hand lately. This especially happened coming at WrestleMania a lot this past weekend. Happened to Drew McIntyre. Happened to Randy Orton. Happened to Roy Skis. And Roy Skis tried professionally to tell this guy no. For autograph at the hotel in Las Vegas. And Roy at the MGM hotel, I think, in Las Vegas. And Roy Skis told this guy no. And this guy looked like he wasn't going to stop. And Roy Skis tried to respectfully tell this guy, no, this is not the time. Get away from me. Stop. No, go away. Happened to Damian Priest as well, I think, too. Happened to Booker T when Booker T was trying to use the restroom. Yes. Imagine stalking a legend like Booker T, following him to the restroom just to get an autograph from him. Like, that is fucking rotten, creepy behavior. Like, that is a huge no-no. And there's a reason why there's meet and greets. Why can't you get an autograph at a meet and greet? Like, leave these wrestlers alone. There's a thing called privacy. They're human beings at the end of the day. Like, all of us. Respect their privacy, and if they tell you no, respect it and move on. That's it. Seriously. This happened also recently with Obafemi and Dominic Mysterio at a hotel in New York City a few weeks ago, where a fan was begging them for an autograph and they were getting in their Uber, and Oba and Dominic ignored this guy. And then this guy was talking shit. Oh, what a dickhead. Fuck Obafemi. He's an asshole. Like, fuck off there. Like, you were never a fan to begin with. If you're going to beg a wrestler for an autograph just so you can make money, you are a phony and never a fan to begin with. At that point, the wrestlers have every right to be mean to you and tell you no. And I don't feel sorry for you trying to beg them for an autograph. If I was in the wrestler's shoes, I'd do the same thing, be an asshole and tell them no, go away. We're trying to catch the next city. Go away. Get out. Go away. Shoo. Beat it. No. I do the same thing. Like, this is unacceptable behavior. totally unacceptable behavior. A meet and greet's a completely different story. You go to a meet and greet, wrestlers will sign all the autographs, all the action figures, all the Funko Pops you want there. Airport and hotel is never the place. It's always the inappropriate place to do so. And then it's happened to John Cena recently as well. I think some people were even in the car driving, following John Cena in his car and his wife. And I think Cena told his wife to stay in the car. Then Cena told these guys to get out the car. And Cena said, look, what you're doing is wrong. I'll sign this, but this is not okay. Like, this is not okay. Like, these wrestlers are trying to do media work, trying to get to the next city to catch their flight, what have you, trying to do work for the company or any wrestling company they work for. They're doing their job. Like, they're trying to do what they need to do. They're trying to work. They're at their job working. Leave them the fuck alone. And they deserve their privacy. You need to respect it. If they tell you no, don't follow them. Just accept the no as the answer. And I think CM Punk said this on an Instagram reel in late 2024. Like, he said, look, we love our fans. We really, really do. But if you're at an autograph, if you're at the airport, following us at the airport, and you're begging for an autograph and we tell you no, but you don't accept the no, and if we have to tell you no several times, at that point, you cross the line. And I mean, tell CM Punk where he's telling lies. And this has happened several times to, like, Rey Mysterio 3 years ago in 2023, early 2023 at the airport. These people were surrounding him and circling him and swarming him at the airport out of all these Funko Pops and action figures and posters. And Rey Mysterio was unmasked, and Rey knew what they were trying to do. And he said, you know, they don't let us do shit like this. You know, you're not real fans of me. You're just signing. You just want me to sign these because you just want to make money. And Rey Mysterio unmasked. He told them no, and rightfully so. Happened to Liv Morgan 3 years ago as well. Happened to Rhea Ripley several times. It's happened to Bianca Belair, CM Punk, Sheamus, Obafemi, Dominic Mysterio, Stephanie Becker. Happened to Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, Royce Keys. I think it happened and Kevin Owens, I remember on Chris Van Vliet's show last year, was very vocal about it. It's like, look, don't follow us at the airport. You know, we're trying to catch our flight. You know, we don't sign at the airport, but we'll gladly take a photo with you. And it's like, there's some people that are just so entitled that are so entitled they don't take no for an answer. Like, they think these wrestlers owe them everything. These wrestlers owe you nothing. They owe you nothing at all. They don't owe you jack shit. And then I think at a Elimination Chamber Chicago meet and greet, this girl took a photo with Obafemi. She was talking shit to Elba. Oh, this is the last meet and greet I'll go, because she's like, I'll never go to a meet and greet ever again. This is the last time I go to one, because she was pissed off at Elba because she wanted him to do a certain pom-pom pose, and he said no. And then this one was talking shit to him. That was back in February. Like, I tell you, like, again, what is with these people? Like, they're so fucking rotten and entitled, it's not even funny. Like, these wrestlers don't owe you fucking shit. Like, you're at a meet and greet, you meet and greet, the next one moves, okay, next, meet and greet, next. Like, these wrestlers are not mean people. They're nice to their fans. I absolutely love and adore their fans. But when you cross the line with the wrestlers, that's on you at the end of the day. You need to respect wrestlers' privacy and respect the wrestlers when they say no. Stop following wrestlers at the airport, the hotel, on the street, to their car. Like, especially if they tell you the answer of no. When you follow them and don't accept the no the first time, and then they have to tell you no a million times, then you've crossed the line at that point. And then at that point, you're exposed as a human piece of shit. Like, that's just utter rotten behavior. Like, don't follow wrestlers at the airport, the hotel, especially the airport. Like, don't. If you're one of those people that does that, you're a loser. You're a loser if you're one of these people that follows wrestlers at the airport for an autograph. That's just not okay whatsoever. Not okay at all. And Ricky even, so I pull up some comments in the chat. Ricky says, WWE is actually rewarding the fans with Club WWE. You can earn points by showing up to events and meet and greets. You just know some people are going to take that the wrong way. Which some people take the wrong way, but some people are so entitled, man. They think they're owed the world. It's ridiculous, and it's a shame. Then Ricky says, also Cody's promo encouraged them by saying they aren't marks, but customers who love the product. Well, I mean, again, fans, people, there's the thing, fans again, people who follow stock wrestlers at the airport for autograph, like you were never a fan from the start. And it's been going on a lot lately. It's been getting out of hand, especially coming out of WrestleMania in Las Vegas this past weekend. And it's even worse and scary when it happens to the female wrestlers, like it has happened to Rhea Ripley, happened to Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vatcare, happened to Sonya Deville in 2020 when someone was trying to break into her house. 2020 during the pandemic, happened to Roxanne Perez last year. Someone threatened to kill her at her house. Thank God that never happened, but it happened to Roxanne Perez. Someone tried to stalk her. You know, it's just happened to Bianca Belair. It's just it's absolutely ridiculous and out of hand. And the better part, where is the security enforced in this shit this past weekend? With all these fans just swarming, hounding these people at the hotel and the airport in Las Vegas. It just, when you have like 40, 50 people swarming you to beg for an autograph at a hotel or airport, it's very, very uncomfortable. And it can get really scary because you don't know what those people have if they have a weapon. It can be really scary. You know, I just hope what we've seen with that regard this past weekend, going into the future from now on, I really, really hope WWE provides these wrestlers a private hotel so they don't have to deal with this, or really enforce security so something like this doesn't get out of hand, because it was absolutely out of hand this past weekend. It was so ridiculous, man, really. Then Ricky says, I would love to see these fans hounding Lesnar. I think they would regret it quickly. Oh, yeah. No lies detected there. And even Brock would tell them no, because he knows what they're trying to do. Like, you think Brock Lesnar's stupid? Like, he's not dumb. Like, he knows these are not fans. They just want to make money off him. Like they're not fans of him. Like, look at Rey Mysterio 3 years ago. He was unmasked, and he knew what these people were trying to do with all these Funko Pops, trying to get him to sign them just so they can sell it on eBay. Rey Mysterio knew what he knew what they were trying to do, and he called them out on it, and he told them no. He said, nope, not signing anything, not signing shit. And I think even happened to Sasha Banks in the past. Like, she even said flat out, do not follow me at the hotel. Do not follow me to my car. Do not follow me at the airport. If you do, I will sign fucking nothing, and I will tell you no. And tell Sasha Banks where she was telling lies there. Like, if you want an autograph, go to a meet and greet. Airport is an instant no. Hotel for autograph, instant no. Follow me to my car, follow me on the street for autograph, instant no. Utterly ridiculous, man. Like, this shit's got to be controlled, and it's got to stop. Seriously. Then Ricky says, did you see the video of Rhea getting hounded in France? Yep. This was around Clash in Paris late August of last year. There were people following Rhea Ripley on the street, following Rhea Ripley to her car. And then Rhea had to go on X and say, look, we love our fans, but do not follow me at the airport. Do not follow me at the airport or at the hotel, on the street, or to my car. It felt very uncomfortable. And if you're one of those people that does that, I will tell you no. And I will tell you no, and you will feel ugly wrath of me. Like, Rhea Ripley is not a mean person, but when you cross the line, yeah, that's not okay. When you stalk someone, like, just to beg for an autograph, and you're just a stalker, and you're just going to be a creepy weirdo and doing shit like that, like, that's not okay. It's never okay to follow wrestlers at the airport or the hotel. Go to a meet and greet if you want an autograph from these wrestlers. Stop following people at the airport. Stop following at the airport. Stop following at the hotel, on the street, to their car, or what have you. If you meet them, if they're out in public and you catch them out of nowhere and ask for a photo, that would be a different story. Or if you're having a bad day and they tell you no, just respect it and move on, then that's it. You know? Like I say, you're out to eat someplace and out of nowhere you see him and you ask for a photo. Sometimes they'll say, if you ask them, hey, you, big fan of your work, I'm a big fan. Is it okay if I get a photo? Sometimes they'll say, yes, absolutely, no problem. Sometimes they'll say that. Sometimes they'll say no. Say, no, sorry, having a bad day. They'll give you why. Or they say no, just accept it. You know? For a photograph, it's just sometimes a yes, sometimes a no. Then Ricky says in the chat, these weirdos won't listen to the wrestlers tweeting they will feel acknowledged. That's how weird they are. Yep. Again, these wrestlers do not owe these people shit. They owe them nothing. Absolutely nothing. Then Ricky in the chat says the video of some guy singing to Cena super weird. Yep, that happened. I don't think this past weekend. I think it was before that. Someone was singing to Cena his song at the airport, which was very weirdo behavior, like very creepy like behavior. And I think Cena called him out on it, and he got nasty with this guy and told him no, and rightfully so. I'd do the same thing if I was John Cena. Like this. Like, this is not okay to just hound people, to hound wrestlers like this. I hope, especially with what happened this past weekend and the CM Punk TMZ stuff, and CM Punk did nothing wrong, by the way. And I always see people, oh, CM Punk is fragile Phil. Oh, he's a cancer. This is why AEW and Tony Khan let him go. That's why they fired him. Like, fuck off. CM Punk did nothing wrong and pretty much defended his wife. I do the same thing. This guy was told no to stop filming AJ and Bayley. This guy was told no, and he refused to listen. I mean, what else did you want CM Punk to do? And he's defending his wife, but he was told no. He doesn't listen. And of course, CM Punk's going to slap the phone out of his hand. I do the same thing too. I do the exact same thing too. So CM Punk was not in the wrong. He was actually right in this. And fuck this person who tried stalking AJ, Bayley, and Punk. And then this same guy says, oh, I don't want to sue CM Punk. I want an apology. What? An apology? Yeah. Good luck with that, because you ain't getting it, buddy. You ain't getting it whatsoever. But I swear to God, these people, these fucking weirdos, dude, like, so goddamn entitled. I hope with what happened this past weekend in Las Vegas WrestleMania weekend, I seriously hope in the future WWE enforces this security, because this is not okay. This is very unacceptable behavior. Big time. Totally, totally unacceptable behavior from these fans that just want an autograph so they can sell it on eBay. Like, those are not fans. Those are not fans, and those people are just straight up assholes. All of them. Fuck them. Those people that are following wrestlers at an airport. Like, again, if you're one of those people that follows wrestlers at an airport or the hotel, you're a fucking virgin loser, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Stop following wrestlers at the goddamn airport. Go to a meet and greet if you want an autograph. Plain and simple. And I guess we'll end the video here with this. After reading this comment, I meant the guy who went up to Cena in some bar. He didn't even say hello. He just thanked him. Yeah, I know what you meant. I seen that too. Very creepy behavior from this guy to Cena. But that is all, folks. For sorry about that. But that is all, folks, for the episode 22 of Forbidden Podcast of FioriousNation on YouTube. I appreciate you guys showing up, man. You guys are awesome. And hit the like on the video. Subscribe to FioriousNation. Hit the bell for all notifications. Be greatly appreciated. Helps the channel. Helps in the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you go do all that. And I love and appreciate every single one of you. And thank you so much for showing up. You guys fucking rock. And I'll see you next time here on YouTube. Next week, episode 23. This video was strictly WWE talk because of WrestleMania weekend this past weekend in Las Vegas. Next week's back to normal for WWE and AEW talk next week for episode 23. April the 30th, last day in April. April 30th next week as we come into the beginning of May. And man, is the year going by quick so far. Almost into May. Very, very quick. Very, very soon it's going to be May before you know it. But again, appreciate you guys showing up here. You guys absolutely fucking rock. And go follow me on X, Fiore Nick 579, Adam Carl on X at Adam Carl 2005, Facebook Nicholas Fiore 31, TikTok at FioriousNation, Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014. And once again, you guys rock, and thank you guys so much for showing up. You guys fucking killed it here. I will see you next week for episode 23. For episode 23 of Forbidden Podcast of FioriousNation here on YouTube. Same time, 10:30 a.m. next Thursday for episode 23, April 30th. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, guys. Beautiful day out. Let's go outside in a little bit, get some fresh air. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, guys. See you next week for episode 23 of the Forbidden Podcast. Peace out.